P. Lacey says, is this guy mentally disabled or something? I am not a guy. Another word for human. I am a dragon and not disabled. Thank you, Chicken Nugget Master, for the community gifted subs.
He's a dragon. He's disabled. How's it going, guys? Now, this is a reoccurring aspect, which is kind of like, it's kind of a joke for aspects of dragons. You know, he's like a black dragon. But never mind. Nobody's going to appreciate that. How's it going? Idubbbz is continuing his bad dragon impersonation. The rigging is so bad. Well, the riggers are responsible for everything, but these are the cheapest ones he could find. It only cost $3 to get his disabled dragon feature. Now, he's doing this apparently weekly, and it's kind of funny because there's two parts of this. It's simultaneously the best thing that Idubbbz has done in the last maybe 10 years. Actually, I don't know. When was the last Content Cup come up? I don't know, but it seems like a decade ago. But this is simultaneously the funniest thing he's ever done, and it's also completely unwatchable. He goes at this for hours and hours on end. The only guy brave enough to go through this is Bulgarian Lives Matters from the Kiwi Farms, who's doing a fantastic job clipping today. But we gotta mention this. SP Spellers with a Denny's Jambalaya Fund contribution. Let's fucking go. He is a for you. Yes, actually I don't think that there is jambalaya at the Japanese Denny's, but it's very, very different. Yes, God bless the farms. They are good. Now, I tried to go through this. There's 3 hours from his last stream, the Idubbbz VTuber arc, episode 3. It is unwatchable, but there are a few funny parts in it that we're going to go through today, and also found a documentary about why Idubbbz will never restore his career. Holy shit. But let's have a look. But the funny thing is, I just want to say, first of all, doubt when he says he's not retarded.
And not disabled.
Or not disabled and retarded. This is very funny to me because he's playing as a dragon. There's kind of a theory that he's both doing this to either like imitate the burnt peanut. He even refers to this as a scorched legume. Or that he's trying to prepare for a new season of OnlyFans, which is a World of Warcraft thing. And it's funny because World of Warcraft has its own disabled dragon. I'm not even kidding you. If you haven't played World of Warcraft, like if you quit during like Wrath of the Lich King or something, like most of us base Chads did, even though I played a little bit after them, they now have actual disabled dragons in the game. And we've talked about this before, but this is the future of Idubbbz in World of Warcraft. He can actually roleplay as both retarded, both physically and mentally, in this video game that is apparently on life support for nobody knows what reason. And if you're not aware of fantasy games, the idea of having a dragon being disabled in a wheelchair, oh my god, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. In this game, you can resurrect people from the dead. You can lay on hands and completely heal them of all wounds and injuries and maladies. There is no reason for this to exist. But let's see what Idubbbz has been up to lately. This one's a fun one.
Okay, first and foremost, what did I do while I was away on my weekend? Well, I spent my weekend going to therapy. One session.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, this was my second session. It was good, just more fucking talking.
It's not good. Now, here's the thing, is that Idubbbz has been changing therapists over and over, and he talked about how the worst thing about getting a new therapist is you have to go through all of the previous trauma that you've dumped to the last one, right? So someone even suggested that he make a video showcasing his trauma so that he can just like, look, here, I'm your new client, and here's all my previous stuff. I made a video for you to watch, and you can find out all about this. Because people think that the reason he keeps changing therapists is that eventually the therapist starts to cotton on to who's the real problem in this relationship. And as soon as they get close to saying Anisa's the problem, Anisa fires the therapist because she's like, I guess, Idubbbz conservator. He's a simple man. And they have to find a new one. And it's every time they get closer, like, oh, maybe Anisa's the problem. That's when they get rid of her.
It's pissing me.
This is Idubbbz's new wish for the future.
Off. I think a therapist should be given some sort of government-made brain control fixing devices. They should be able to hold some shit up to your head and be like, how does that feel? And I'm like,
He's literally asking for government-mandated lobotomies so he can forget his past. Now, what does he mean by this? Does he mean like the Men in Black sort of like neuralizer? Or does he just like, just end it all. Just end it all, government. Please, daddy government. he wants made. Well, he is in Canada, so he will be able to get that. Maybe that's why they moved to Canada, as I think that's now available for any condition and any age. At least that's what people are telling me. I don't know if the Canadian health system is as bad as people actually say it is, but I like to believe that it is. It's maid time. That'll be the first maid in his house. Nobody cleans up.
Better.
Oh, poor Idubbbz. All right. Let's see. So Idubbbz is like, let's see if we should trust Idubbbz. This is more segment from the 3 hours. Like, I'll go through and show you just how bad this is a bit later on. We'll just watch this one and then we'll go back to it. Oh my God, it's so bad.
The legume. Why do you think?
So again, legume is like the reference to the burnt peanut.
ABBL blackmailed himself and thought Ian and Anisa were blackmailing him when they clearly weren't. I have a theory about that. I do believe that ABBL is in a bit of a Stockholm syndrome situation.
He's projecting. Oh my goodness.
I think
Idubbbz should be the first person they'd be able to recognize Stockholm syndrome, since that's what he's got with Anisa.
Being around deplorable man such as Ethan Klein makes you think other people are as disgusting as he is.
What?
And will use everything they have, every possible thing. But Ian and Anisa are quite respectable people.
Pressing extra down on that one. Nobody respects Ian and Anisa at this point. They've completely lost all credibility. Anisa never had any. She was always a titty streamer. She was always just the only thing that was available. The only thing that was valuable about her was that she could allow like preteens to beat off while she was playing League of Legends. She has no redeeming qualities. She's not entertaining. She has no content apart from her OnlyFans. And now she's trying to like get more people to go to that out of pure rage and frustration. What is wrong with him? He's retarded. Did you not watch the beginning?
Your secrets?
Although I will say, like, so this is like his parody. The reason that he's in this like dark, dank bedroom with like Monster Energy watching InfoWars, he's got Fight Club and Goodfellas and stuff, is this is his parody of what he thinks a kind of like an uncle, you know, like right-wing guy would be doing. This is part of the role play in The Bad Dragon. I will say that I think Goodfellas is a shit movie. I watched that recently, so I agree with him on that point. But this is his idea of what a average male viewer of, say, Ethan or Ethan Klein or maybe Asmongold or something, because he's going full core into the leftist Twitch space and Hassan Ballwasher grift.
Are safe with Ian and Anisa. However,
do you think it's safe?
We're still going to call you a piece of shit. They will. They will still call you a piece of shit.
Can't the guy from Osgiliath get the black arrow already and shoot down his smog imitation? He really thinks he's Benedict Cumberbatch, right? This is funny you should mention this, because we're actually going to talk about Lord of the Rings briefly in a moment. So keep that in the back of your head, because this is one of the things, like I said, his stream is completely unwatchable. He does nothing except play Wordle and complain about basically Ethan Klein.
It's important.
Goodfellas is amazing. What's good about Goodfellas? I think that people only like it because it's like nostalgic or something. I watch it. Oh, like, why am I funny? Oh, that's a terrible scene. The acting is awful. Oh, he's cutting up the garlic. He's making the sauce. That's just stupid. It doesn't work.
It's boundary setting. It's saying, yes, I will respect you. But
I kind of, should I do a segment? Like, should I just parody this? Hello there, chat. I am the Idubbbz Bad Dragon. Welcome to my lair.
I will not.
You just have a job interview? No, I'm going to my office after this stream, so I got ready early. This is just my everyday
tongue when it comes to saying you're a piece of shit.
Is this supposed to be the scorching content? Like he just burned them? You, sir, are a piece of shit. Oh, hit the burn button, Anisa. We've totally toasted that audience member. Send him to the Denny's gulag. Aren't you the boss? Yes, but that's my office. I'm going to go into it. I mean,
Gooey Gooth says, to be honest, the crew doesn't deserve respect. Well, depends. Very much depends. It's more, I think for Ian and Anisa, it's more about respecting themselves. If they made a commitment.
All right. Does anyone believe that Ian and Anisa respect themselves? That's just total fallacy.
They do not want to go back on that.
No, I don't wear a tie though.
They're very smart and very principled people, that Ian and Anisa.
What are their principles? Sucking up to other people? All right. Here's this is what actual Idubbbz stream looks like if you don't just watch the clips.
Actually,
he's just listening to music, doing tier lists of celebrities, and then he's failing at Wordle for Lord of the Rings, which I actually like Wordle. This is embarrassing. I tried playing this last night. I got it in 4. I got the Lord of the Rings Wordle in 4.
A lot, brother.
He's always playing parody. I mean, he's always playing copyright music too, so I'll probably have to take the stream down later.
This one is all.
You can't reach 1,000. Like, the funny thing is, the Denny patrons are like sticking at this kind of like solid 800 number. But I wonder what's going to happen the next month, because most of these are gifted subs. He doesn't have reoccurring subscribers. This is the thing that's kind of annoying about Twitch and YouTube, is you can see how many subs that you have. And I mean memberships. It's like memberships and subs are the same thing, but essentially, but they're different on Twitch and YouTube. And this would mean that he's getting like I think we did the tally up for this. Let me just bring out the old calculator. So the a sub is usually around $5, so it's like 5 times 870. So it's $4,000 a month in theory, which is livable, I suppose. Except Twitch takes part of this, and I think on Twitch the split is 50-50 for most creators, but then it's like 30-70 for like the big name creators. Idubbbz is not a big names creator, so we got to hit this in half. Okay, we're going to divide this by 2, so that's $2,000 a month. But you have to remember that he's supporting both himself and Anisa, even though they are living in the basement. So again, you have to divide it by 2. So he's basically living off about $250 a week in Canada. Is that livable, Canadian bros? Or is this just like report to mate immediately? And again, this is like, this tally will go down at the end of the month because people aren't resubbing. It's just one generous, like the last person that's supporting Idubbbz, or even maybe they're fake. I don't know. It's 30 or 20 or elites. Yeah, but Idubbbz is not an elite person. He can barely get like a couple hundred people to even tune on to stream in the best days. Look how bad he is at this. I'll have to fast forward this, I think.
Porn? No.
All right, we'll put this at 1.25 or 1.5 speed to watch the Idubbbz Wordle. He fails.
Great one.
He fails. Totally just fails. Now at the risk, after this, he also played Pokemon Wordle, actually. And I think he failed that as well. At the risk of claiming that watching Wordle is unwatchable content, I will now attempt to play Lord of the Rings Wordle with chat to see what we can do. Let's see. Does Smog actually fit there? Let's see. Oh no, chat. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be an absolute disaster of this stream. What do we got with an A? Does wanker fit? Is that a word that's used in Lord of the Rings? So, like, this is just Wordle, but the word has to appear in the Lord of the Rings book. So that's not there. But it could be a normal word. It doesn't necessarily have to be like Sam Frodo or something. You can help me out if you want, chat, but I'm going to try and do this right now. Aramon. That's not a word. What about Auron? Is that it? Is that in the movie? Or is that I was thinking of Final Fantasy earlier today. Adolf? I'm pretty sure Adolf doesn't appear in the Lord of the Rings, but maybe if it had been, it would have been as popular as Game of Thrones. Dwarf? That's actually a good one. Dwarf is a good one. You know, a funny story of... Oh, fuck me. I got bamboozled because I was playing to chat. Rang. You know, the funny thing about dwarves in Lord of the Rings is that Tolkien wrote the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And when his book, The Lord of the Rings, came out, they said that he had misspelled dwarves. But then they're like, well, look, we checked up in the dictionary and we think you've misspelled dwarves. He's like, do you know who wrote the dictionary? Tricked us again. White. Eagle's a good one. But there's a no R in there. So it could be something like rains. You know, something like that. Oh, we have 3 words now, chat. Are we going to do it? We're already doing better than Idubbbz. This is fantastic. We're actually doing better already. He only got 2 letters. We haven't got a single letter in the right order, though, like if you're unfamiliar with Wordle. So let's see. What could we do here? What about... Aragles? Oh my goodness. No, it's not going to happen. I think that probably N is the first word. Don't do it. No. Fuck. Oron. Naggers doesn't fit, but we don't actually have an I, though. That wouldn't work. Wait a minute. Oh no. It actually, the country Niger would fit. That would actually fit very well. Which? There's no which. There's no R. What are you doing, chat? Come on now. Holy crap. I have to, can I zoom this in? There we go. This is probably better. I mean, it's unwatchable. This is actually unwatchable, but this is the actual content of Idubbbz stream for like, he spends like an hour doing these games. Whoa, but yeah. Yeah, if Niger actually was in Lord of the Rings, that would fit pretty well. That'd be a very good one. Don't do. Nathane foreign. It's probably like a normal word, you know. Like the majority of words in Lord of the Rings are normal words. What does this mean? Is this supposed to be spam one? I don't know what this is. Agma? Oh, that could be a good one. What is it? Agma? That would fit. Is that not how you spell it? Is it Agmia? There's no I though. Bandy? No, I don't think so. Farms? There's no S at the end though, so that doesn't work, chat. Come on, what are you doing? Karn? Oh yeah, that's a good one actually. Oops, Karen. Let's see, Karn. No, but the end, oh, we got the end there, so we know where the end is now though. Now, this is very embarrassing for me because actually when I tried this yesterday, I got it in 4 already. And it already looked really good. But there's always the opportunity that I just fail and it backfires me entirely. Rohan? It can't be Rohan because it can't be. It has to end with N, chat. It has to. There's an R in it. What about Aaron? Orange? What about R can't be in the front. A could be in the front. Where it could be a different word entirely. Arwen? That's actually a good. That's actually a good idea. It could be Arwen. Oh, no, no. Oh, very, very, very close chat. Well, what is it? Baron. No, it's did we misspell Arwen? It could be Arlene. Apen? Arpen? No, not Aaron. No. Baron. No, it's not we got 4 in a row. We just need 1 letter left, chat. Arwen. Arlene? Arlene could do it. Is that it? No. So Q T Arton? Aaron? R like that? No. No Y. No Y. Arben? Arben? Aaron? No, it didn't take it. Didn't take it. Aranor? No, it's it has to end with N. It has to be AR something EN. Arlen? I tried Arlen, I think. It didn't work. It didn't work. Didn't work, chat. You can't have Aaron, okay? It's EN. Unless it's like Aaron with a Y. It's another win for the toe. He's uneducated. Oh my goodness. It's pretty tricky. I mean, we could just put in random words at this point. Arten, Arpen? It's hard to find my keyboard, actually. Arin? Doesn't know Tolkien? It's probably Arken, right? Like the Arkenstone? No? Okay, that's actually surprising me. Arben? Arvin? Arson? Let me see. Arson? No. Well, howdy, but like, oh my god, Trucker Rob showed up at the exact moment with their $10. I actually feeling more sympathy for Idubbbz now. Like, say you never judge person before you walk a mile in their shoes. This is actually pretty embarrassing for me. How come it's not Arlene though? What about Arzine? I'm just gonna stand. This is what I do on regular Wordle too. Is I just put in random words until something works. Can't be J, right? Can't be J. I can't see my keyboard though as well. Oh my goodness! Like even a minute in Idubbbz's shoes is like suffering, but I'm forcing the chat to suffer through this, and we're not stopping. Gamers rig, Arden. We've already used D. It can't be D. I'm actually shocked. Like I haven't got it yet. What is this? What the fuck? AON? No, it has to be AR. It has to start with AR. I thought I went through all the letters. It's not Arton. It's not Awin. Oh, double. Oh, fuck. That's right. There could be a double E or something. No, it's not double R. This isn't a real world. Well, it's a word that appears in the token section. It's not double A. It could be a word that we've already used as well. Arnon. What the fuck is Arnon? Well, at least we got it. What the fuck is Arnon? Arnon. Lord of the Rings. Emin Armin was one of the sentries in the Hill of Elithian. Okay. This is embarrassing. We're going to try the Pokemon one. Then we're going to go back to the... Oh, fuck. I forgot to stop my pre-med project. Better stop that right now. There we go. All right. Then we got to do the Pokemon one. Okay. Surely we can win at this one. Okay. That was a pretty hard one, though, to be fair. Okay. Maybe we were too hard on Idubbbz. I don't think so. I think we still completed it, so it still counts. That one sucked, of course. AI-generated words. Well, I mean, it's Tolkien. He just made up all the words, don't you know? It's Pikachu. It's Pikachu. Let's see Pikachu. All right. It's not Pikachu. But it is one evolution stage. Mewtwo. Let's see. Oh, Psychic. Oh! Okay, so it's a Psychic Pokemon. None. It's just Psychic. That actually nails it down pretty well. There's one... It's a Psychic Pokemon with one evolution. For the original generations chat. We're actually doing pretty well. We're beating Idubbbz again. This one is actually more entertaining, I think. Because it allows the chat to guess. So it's a... What are these Psychic types in the original Pokemon? Psyduck? No, Psyduck has 2 evolutions, though. That wouldn't be Psyduck. Or it could be the evolution stage. Oh, no, it could be the first stage of the evolution, actually. Because it's the first stage. There is no lore about using Psyduck. Hypno? Well, it would have to be Drowsy. Because Drowsy is the first stage. And it's a rare boy. It could be Abra. Abra's an urban stage. It's not yellow. Okay, so it's not gray or purple. It's not brown or yellow, and it's not yellow. Mr. Mime? Mr. Mime would be a good one. No, Mr. Mime is apparently... Oh, so it's either pink or white. Okay, so it's either pink or white. I actually kind of like the Pokemon Wordle. Maybe I have judged Idubbbz too harshly. Mr. Mime is a no-go, chat. We get an ability hint in one try, but so far we know it's Psychic. It's only Psychic, no other type. It's rare, which I guess means it's probably like a legendary. You can only get one in the game. It's the first stage, and it's either pink or white. Chansey? Chansey's a normal type Pokemon. What are you talking about? Mew? Oh, yeah, Mew is part of it. Got him. Got him. SP Stellars with the goal of hitting the Pokemon. Next Pokemon in 17 hours. That's actually pretty good. I guess I saw Mewtwo, so I got confused. All right, now all the people that read the answers are coming back in. So, but essentially, this is Idubbbz' entire stream.
Okay.
He does this for 3 hours. Like, I subjected chat to 10 minutes of this. Imagine 3 hours of Idubbbz the Bad Dragon going through his collections. Now, we can't judge Idubbbz too harshly because he is a victim of Anisa's cooking. All right. This is an old clip. This is back when he had 1,800 Denny patrons. As you see, the Denny patrons have fallen by over 1,000. Mewing so hard right now. Mewing doesn't work, chat. It's all made up bullshit. But let's have a look at and here's you're gonna put 1 if you would try this and 2 if you would not try this in the chat. This is the Anisa's cookie expose.
It can be good. Oh wow, those are disgusting protein cookies.
True, disgusting protein cookies. Even Idubbbz, a consummate slop enjoyer, will not eat Anisa's dirty cookies. These look disgusting. Now, like, here's the thing about protein. you can't really cook with protein. Now, like, you're like, oh, chicken. No, I mean like protein powder. Like, Anisa's a retard. She doesn't know you can add protein from other sources. So she's obviously trying to add like whey protein powder to cookies to try and make like a healthy snack for Idubbbz so he can train to become a better boxer. Now, anyone that's actually ever used protein powder knows that you can't add heat to it. Otherwise, it denatures the protein and you get these, like, if you ever tried adding protein powder to your coffee for some reason, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to use cold water. Otherwise, it's disgusting. And this is exactly what's happened here. That's why they look like pieces of shit. Which is about, I mean, all of it cooking kind of looks like that. But I mean, it is what it is.
Anisa says.
I got it off of Xiaohongshu.
Oh, not good.
The
Oh,
Xiaohongshu
no.
guy lied.
Oh, no.
Is it gluten-free? No. Ugh.
But it's got protein powder and...
See, I told you protein powder.
They look like they got fresh raspberries, and that looks good.
They look... Would you chat? How much would I have to pay you to try one of Anisa's cookies? $10? $20? $50? You know that this tastes like absolute garbage.
Good?
Yeah.
They're gross,
But I'm gonna
apparently.
eat 'em 'cause I made...
She's going to eat them because she made them.
She's gonna eat them because she spent the entire food budget on like $60 worth of protein powder. You do it for 50 subs. Do you actually stream? What if I mail you one Anisa cookie? I will recreate the recipe like faithfully for my cooking show, and I will mail you one cookie, and you have to eat it. Could you do that?
Protein powder
Can you spit it out? No, you have to swallow it. You have to swallow it like Ian has to swallow Anisa's garbage every single day. You have to live a day as Idubbbz, as I have done. Now, I saw this new documentary. It's kind of come up from a small channel. Where is it? It's by Bunny Channel. Bunny Channel. They only have about 800 subscribers. So we're going to give this a watch. It says, why Idubbbz can't make a comeback when an internet authority collapses. So we'll take a look at this at 1.25 speed. See, it might be interesting. We're doing more study about it. I think Idubbbz's Bad Dragon segments are going to be a reoccurring feature, as I'm very interested to see where he's going with this and can he recover. Because some people use, you know, like safety dolls or different personas as a way of telling the truth. And we can see that Ian is struggling to escape from his lair where Anisa keeps him under control. His queen, he's described her as. So I wonder if he's going to start dividing his personality into two people. But we have to do some back research on this. Is that your secret? No, I've done one cooking video on this channel. I'll just add it to this channel.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
All right. Subscribe to them, chat.
I've scoured the web and watched all Idubbbz's Content Cop videos in 2026, which
The Idubbbz Content Cop, like, I will say that these were good videos. I think everyone accepts that these were good videos. They were entertaining. They're a little bit dated now, but they were like one of those early things of YouTube where you would get around and actually were like, oh, the new Content Cop is out. Let's go watch it. That was a pretty common thing. Like, I don't like these people that kind of say like Idubbbz was like, he was never good or something. He was never talented. No, there used to be a time when he was very funny. Unfortunately, it seems like he was one of those guys that all of his energy was going into his like product, like the Content Cop, the Idubbbz, the bad unboxings. And he's like a monk who's recycling because he was a total virgin during this. But as soon as he got with Anisa and he got one whiff of her cookies, that's when it all went downhill. And now she's a succubus, just sucking all of the creativity and life out of him.
means I'm either really committed to internet history or I really have nothing better to do. This video is not about whether Idubbbz became a better or worse person. It's
Well, he
about
did become a worse person. That's just obvious.
why the audience that once made Idubbbz's career doesn't exist anymore, and why his attempts
6
to
hours you're going to stream the 6 hours of Jeremy Felting? No, that's not going to happen. Although we will be streaming tonight in about 8 hours, I guess, around 8 hours for the Friday stream. We'll see if we get Max and BP to show up today. But I didn't stream last night, so I wanted to throw in like a noon stream for the people.
engage without them keep collapsing. This is commentary. I'll make jokes, share opinions. Some will land, some probably won't. That's the
All right,
risk
very
I'm
cool.
willing to
Let's skip
take.
through the intro a little bit.
Enforced through humiliation.
There we go. All right, so this is the beginning, when everything was good.
Authority like that doesn't survive when the creator acts with grace he never extended to others. There was a time he was untouchable. In the mid-2010s, Idubbbz wasn't just popular, he was authoritative. That level of trust is rare, but even the strongest moral authority is fragile, and those cracks don't go unnoticed. Fast
Well, it was like kind of generally assumed that Idubbbz could end your career if you ran afoul of him. It didn't actually work out like that in practice. Like if you look at all the victims of the content cop in hindsight, most of them just like their careers petered out because they got tired of uploading. I mean, Leafy was removed from the platform, but he got it back, but he just doesn't do anything anymore. It seems like he took his YouTube gold and took it to investments or something. The only other person I'd say that kind of stopped doing content is who was a content cop victim would have to be, who's that Asian guy? Rice Gum. Now, Rice Gum's story is like he stopped creating content because he started managing OnlyFans whores, and now he's just like a digital pimp. I'm not even joking. But the content cop, like like they lost like a bunch of like maybe 100,000 subscribers or something, but they kind of went on all like fine. And that's the reality: is if you just keep creating content, then nobody cares. You could do the worst things in the world, and we know this. We've seen this with lots of people. They'll just keep getting views if you keep putting out what people are after. Nobody really cares about the about any sort of morals or anything. In theory, like obviously there's chat of you listening, you care about that sort of stuff. But the reality is that the average audience member does not care as long as they put out the goods. That's why Jake Paul's popular. That's why all of these like scammers keep getting success, even though they've scammed over and over and over again, because they just keep putting out what people like.
Word to today, and something very different is happening.
So I think I know. We timed him out.
So like sorry, I should have added a little bit onto that. Which goes to show that the only person that can actually destroy you is yourself. And that's what happened with Idubbbz and Anisa, is they destroyed themselves through this ridiculous heel turn to try and become like moral authorities and left Twitch influencers or something.
Before, but I'm timing them out again. They all just smell the same. You know what I mean? Like when people come through, I think a lot of people get confused. They're like, why was I banned? Why was I timed out? And it's like, well, you smell the same as the guy spamming cuck.
People still watch Idubbbz. They just don't respect him anymore. The once untouchable is now a case study in downfall, a lolcow the internet can't stop observing. So the question isn't why do people hate Idubbbz now? The question is, why did the audience stop believing in him? And why didn't they come back, even when it looked like they wanted to?
All right, this is a good question to answer, and I'm sure that she'll go over this later. But why did you stop? Like, if you were an Idubbbz fan, or if you saw his content and even liked it, you don't have to be subscribed or anything. When was the moment you think it all stopped? When did it all go to shit? And I think everybody will most likely have the same answer, right? It's the moment he came out and defended Anisa's OnlyFans. That was the moment when we knew that he was a cuckold, and everyone just stopped respecting him from that point on. It's like this very clear, like, I don't think there's anything else that ever happened that was like as big as that moment when he came out and said like, yes, my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife has an OnlyFans, and I think it's cool. That was the moment. He stopped being edgy boy. He stopped saying the hard slurs, and that's when he just accepted his position as the corner cuckold.
About credibility, moral authority, and why some creators lose it permanently.
All right.
At his peak, Idubbbz didn't just make videos. He enforced norms. Before Content Cop, he built his
He
reputation
looks healthier too, not so much in this video.
on self-degradation. Ridicule directed inward as much as outward. Bad unboxing wasn't just shock content. It was a ritual of endurance. The message was subtle, but powerful. I'm not bad.
The bad unboxings were, I never really watched them that much. But the funny thing is that Idubbbz can't for the life of him figure out why these videos were popular. Bad unboxings was the fans would send him stuff, and usually it was ridiculous. Usually it was terrible, and he would like, riff off it, and just, it was kind of like very fun, like improv style. You never know what's going to happen. Random bag of like entertainment. They tried to bring this back because it was one of his most successful series, apart from Content Cop. Now he removed all the old Content Cops, so he stopped getting the residual income from those, which is terrible because like those are like if you just left up the old Content Cops, they probably had enough residual views to be a fairly like substantial chunk of change at the end of the year, which he needs at the moment since he's living homeless in Canada. Well, he's living under his, his mother-in-law's home. So they've now tried to reboot the bad unboxings, but Anisa has to approve everything, and it's only through an Amazon like wish list. So there's no PO box. You can't send him a dildo or anything like that. You have to buy something on Amazon from their approved list, which is that's just garbage. That's just like panhandling for things you actually want.
Better than this. I'll sit in the filth with you. Sometimes literally.
Oh, it smells good. So what I've been doing is I've just essentially been tonguing the Stromberg like this.
Oh, that's the Norwegian fish or something. I never tried that. Is that any good? Should I do that?
And tasting it like that, it tastes like poison. I don't think I'm gonna throw up. Didn't have much to eat today. There's actually not even any solids in here. Just a fucking puddle of shit.
Look
it's like
awful.
someone just said, what would be the worst thing to eat ever?
That ethos was shared in
Beside Anisa's pussy, I guess.
bad Kickstarter videos. He mocked
Or her
failed
cooking, I meant
crowdfunding
to say. Her
projects
cooking.
not as a detached critic, but as someone exposing absurdity already there for all to see. By the time Content Cop arrived, the audience didn't see a bully punching down. They saw someone who already proven he could take humiliation himself.
When it comes to showing off the rapper lifestyle,
Like, this is very true. Like, he actually shaved his entire head. Like, when I think it was Leafy was trying to like swipe back at him, he's saying like, "You've got a big forehead." He actually shaved the entire top part of his head. He was willing to go all the way in his videos.
whether it be with women or money, he has the most generic taste imaginable.
that's right, Scum.
Let me pile 14 women in front of me to show you that I get women. Do you believe that I'm not gay yet? I'm trying to make up for that time when Fousey was basically fondling me for a minute straight on video. Check out these next clips where I basically lie to some girls on my stream.
No, but I'm not streaming though. I just wanted to call you.
Oh, you're not.
Trying out weird vending machine finds should be the next segment. Do you guys want to see that I found in a gacha the other day? A gacha is like the the little ball like thing, vending machines. It's very degenerate. I actually haven't shown this to anybody. But I found the legendary Japanese vending machine, although it's a gacha machine, that has exactly, like right now, you listening, you know exactly what was in the vending machine that I found. It's in your mind right now. You know what it is. That's what I found. Yes, I did find it.
No, I just wanted to call you and just talk.
I'm not live right now, right?
No. Basically, we were just chilling on Omegle.
Yeah,
She didn't know.
Chat got it in one. Chat got it in one. Did I smell them? No. No, I did not. I did not. I didn't buy them. I just took a picture of the thing to prove that it was real because people think it doesn't exist. Like the vending machine on the side of the road with them, that doesn't exist. But if you go into the right areas and the right shops, they definitely do have them. You found the legendary gacha. Do you want to see it, chat? Do I do the reveal of that? I don't know. Like it's pretty dot. I think the pictures I took were fairly tame though. If you don't read Japanese, you might just think like, what the fuck is this? It's pretty funny though.
That was live to 3,000 people.
With a lot of these interactions, it's sort of the ends justify the means because by the end of the stream, they're giddy with
The ends? What does he mean by that, chat?
excitement because they got all these new followers for appearing on the stream. Oh my gosh, you are lying to me. You're such a goofball. But of course, they won't always act so coy when you've been caught lying to them.
He wasn't just criticizing behavior, he was declaring what crossed the line. Importantly, many of these targets were creators whose audience skewed young, whose content was widely seen as manipulative, low effort, or socially corrosive. And
This is true. But the thing is, Idubbbz' own audience was very much similar to that, and they looked up to him. And this is funny because it like hit him in the ass. Because when he moved to LA, actually, I'm not sure if he was always in like, LA, but he joined the LA crowd. And when he was trying to go out with like Anisa or like interact with parties and things, they would have people that grew up on Idubbbz' content come up and say the word, say the NF. And that completely destroyed his entire social circle. That's probably why he had to do the humiliation ritual of removing all of his good content and bowing down to his lord and master, Anisa's crush, Hassan.
the audience trusted his framing, trust that was built through confidence, consistency, and airtight arguments. Viewers felt like Idubbbz did the work for them and said what they have been thinking as well. They didn't need to research counterpoints. They didn't need to question motive. This is important. Authority on the internet isn't about being right once. It's about being right enough times that people stop checking. For years, that's exactly where Idubbbz lived. But there's a
Like a
cost to
hidden
building
risk
your
of
brand on
moral
moral
authority.
certainty. If your persona is based on calling people out, if your content is built on telling others they cross lines, then you're not allowed much ambiguity because when you change your position, the audience doesn't interpret it as growth. They interpret it as disqualification. Normal creators can be contradictory. Moral authorities cannot. And
It's kind of sad that there's Ethan in there in that video. I think PewDiePie was like in this video as well. This is if I remember correctly, this is the Asian Jake Paul, which is Rice Gum. Content Cop video. They put in like a diss track, which was pretty big at that time. This is like one of my unfinished YouTube goals is I would like to at one point make a diss track that's actually good. I know it's cringe and everything, but like it's something I like about diss tracks. Like I want to rent out the Lambo and walking down the street doing the diss track. Kind of like what Turkey Tom did with Tipster, even though that was before the Turkey Tom was exposed as a sussy boy. Very unfortunate on that case. But like Idubbbz had such clout and influence that he could get huge creators. I think Boy in a Band joined up with this one, who was like pretty big at the time as well. Ethan Klein, they're his best friend. They were best friends. And PewDiePie, the largest channel of any one person on YouTube's history until MrBeast came along. Now, obviously, T-Series got bigger than PewDiePie, but that's like a corporate entity that was cheating because they were signing up people to their subscriptions. But if you just bought a phone, if you literally bought a phone in India, it was already subscribed to T-Series. Very sneaky, but very effective, I suppose.
The internet keeps receipts better
Don't
than
do it with
anyone,
AI,
and this
wouldn't
is where
use AI.
Idubbbz' problems begin. Not with one controversy, but with the first visible crack in consistency.
Why does he? Is this a bonobo in the background? I'm not very good at recognizing monkeys, except for the Japanese macaques, which I was talking about yesterday with well, not yesterday, but I was talking to somebody about Punt the monkey, which is very cute. I assume this is a bonobo, which is why he's talking about sex workers, because his wife's a whore. Because bonobos actually, I believe they're one of the few animals that are scientifically confirmed to be sluts. Like, this is actually science. You can look like ask ChatGPT, are bonobos sluts? It'll say yes. And I think they trade food for sex and stuff. So they actually have prostitutes in their community, just like Ian's own household.
Idubbbz' problems begin, not with one controversy, but with the first visible crack in consistency.
For those of you who are unaware of the drama I
Bonobos
recently
look exactly like chimps. All right, I was wrong.
brought upon myself,
Maybe it's just monkeys because he likes monkeys.
I'll fill you in. My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn. Anything from double penetration all the way over to lewd cosplay and everything in between.
Around 2019-2021, Idubbbz' girlfriend started an OnlyFans. The issue for the audience wasn't the existence of the platform. The issue was who Idubbbz had taught them he was. Many fans reacted with hostility, using the term simp or cuck as shorthand for what they saw as a complete abandonment of his prior values. Because when a creator builds an audience by enforcing moral judgment,
Can you imagine like the parallel dimension, or if you believe in quantum mechanics, like quantum immortalities, where Ian just straight up dropped Anisa content cop that day instead of the cuck video? Everything would have gone right, chat. Everything would be perfect. We'd be living in like peace and harmony across the world. This is where it all went bad.
the audience feels entitled to enforce it back. Idubbbz responded to the backlash with a video discussing being okay with what his girlfriend showed online, and that his audience shouldn't follow him if they believed him to be who he portrayed online.
But there's a whole nother group of people who feel personally devastated and betrayed. You lied to us. First of all, I'm not your fucking dad. Like, if you don't want to look up to me anymore, that's fine. I don't want you to look up to me. I love my girlfriend, and I'm totally fine with dudes jacking off to pictures of her on the internet. Doesn't affect me one way or the other. If you are upset by me admitting this, then I suggest you go idolize someone else.
On paper, sure, it makes
I wish I had the like always. Wait, do I actually have this? I forgot. Yeah. Congratulations, Ian. Congratulations, Ian. If you don't like the content, go somewhere else. Well, they did. It is honestly one of the top 10s of all times, the amount of audience he lost. Millions of views per month to nothing. Maybe even less than 10,000 views at this point. It's disastrous.
made sense. Emotionally, it didn't land to the audience. The audience didn't see growth. There was no full reckoning with how aggressively those earlier views were enforced or how much they shaped the community. And that's the moment something shifted, quietly but permanently. Around the same time, Idubbbz was no longer making content cop videos. He tried experimenting with a documentary-style approach,
Social blade
observational.
The thing is, we don't even need to do a social blade check. Everybody already knows that his channel's in the toilet. His views are in the toilet. He's begging for Denny's patrons. Like it's his last night on Earth.
Ironic detach. The most successful example, his video on Airsoft Fatty. Airsoft was already understood as a lolcow, someone whose online presence revolved around involuntary spectacle. Idubbbz framed him with selective editing and tone. It functioned as an extended troll, and it worked. And the audience
I never saw this Airsoft Fatty documentary. Is it any good?
got it. Airsoft Fatty could not resist the framing. Idubbbz controlled the narrative, the pacing, and the outcome. Encouraged by the success, he attempted the same format with Sam Hyde, and this was a fundamental misread. Unlike Airsoft Fatty, Sam Hyde's career is built on provocation. His anti-comedy and deliberate offensiveness makes his intent unreadable. Hyde is built on provocation. His anti-comedy and deliberate offensiveness makes his intent unreadable.
I'll just pause it there. I just wanted to pause it there. As we did, I have to apologize to YouTube after yesterday's stream. Well, you know, the last stream that we had where I talk about how I paid my taxes. It is funny actually that the Smiling Friends have announced that there's no more Smiling Friends. So maybe they're going to do season 3, but that's the end of it. And people are saying that it's like interesting. Sam Hyde does this episode. Tyler Oliveira does his investigation to New Jersey. It's over. Loses Patreon. And the other Smiling Friends, they made that joke where it's like, except for one certain group of people, you know who I'm talking about. Even though the joke is like the ambiguity and the vagueness of it. But apparently Smiling Friends is dead now, which is unfortunate because it was pretty entertaining. I think they just ran out of jokes, to be honest. But sorry, Smiling, but all the Gleb fans in chat, unfortunate for you.
Hyde recognized Idubbbz' intentions immediately, which is impressive, considering recognizing intent is basically Hyde's
Oh, there you go.
entire job.
Final
The
season.
observer then became the subject, and the framing collapsed. For the first time, Idubbbz appeared outmatched, not because his morals were wrong, but because his tools were obsolete. Authority was no longer about beliefs; it was about execution. And in that moment, Idubbbz' control was gone.
Do you remember our first interaction?
No. What did I do?
Your memory's that bad?
Yes.
You remember?
I actually remember this. It's like, didn't he ask him to squat like 225 or something?
Was it?
You remember making a pony game?
Yes.
There were some
Pony
creators at the time who
Maybe
made
I was wrong.
videos about this fake pony project.
Were you one of them?
I was one of them.
The pony
What did I do?
remark?
Do you have any guesses?
Did I say fuck you or something?
No, you copyright claimed the video.
Really?
Yes, and then you sent me an email.
I mean, I don't do most copyright claims. What was the email?
The email was, I will release the copyright claim on your video if you can send me a video of yourself squatting 200 pounds below parallel.
Why didn't you do that?
There you go. I was
You'd be
right.
so much stronger now if you'd done that.
Yeah.
I was
Damn.
mostly right.
Did I create
mostly
an
right.
enemy with that?
I mean, for a period.
Damn.
I didn't like you.
I'm sorry.
You were an asshole.
I'm sorry.
The amount of trolling that went into this was actually incredible, though. Like, if you didn't watch this or you weren't here around, what happened is that Sam Hyde set up his entire crew to troll Idubbbz. Idubbbz came with a film crew trying to like get him some like sneaky angles, something he could edit, and they just made this completely fake scenario where they rented out a dentist's office. They made it look like he had a bunch of guys like trading cryptocurrencies. They hired a woman to pretend to be Sam Hyde's girlfriend, shaved her head, and then told her to act as a crack whore, and then they mistreated her. 200 pounds. I assume it was 225, right? Because that's like 100 kilos. And I think that's like how weights usually work out. It's like 2-plate squat. Idubbbz did do the 2-plate squat, though, at the end of the documentary. It was kind of fun. I mean, it's like pretty easy. I mean, I'm doing a 200-pound squat every time I like actually just squat down because I weigh over this. Like I'm losing weight actually, but I think the last time I weighed myself, I was like 230, something like that. Pretty heavy for a big boy.
Sorry, buddy. That's no good.
That's what led to this day today.
Really? Okay. So you gonna punk me?
You're getting punked.
Really? How are you gonna punk me?
I'm gonna make you look like an asshole.
Really?
Which isn't hard to do. I'm curious about your relationship with Danny. Has she
That's the fake girlfriend.
been on drugs since she met you?
She's been on drugs since before.
Bet Sean can lift. There's no fucking way Sean can do 225 overhead press. Could he princess carry me? Perhaps. How much does he weigh? I mean, everyone jokes about Sean being fat, but how tall is he? That's the important part. I could probably deadlift Sean. I'm not sure if I could princess carry Sean. That'd be a challenge. But apparently Sean has enough people to princess carry him already. Apparently on the body count checker Instagram, apparently he's at 42, which is the highest of anyone. He's short. Oh, if he's 5'3", then maybe I might even be heavier than Sean. You'd be surprised how heavy tall people are. Sean is 7'11". Come on now. You could have said he was 6'7" or something, you know.
Before she met me. So if you're implying that I've driven her to drug use, you are incorrect.
He's 5'1".
Fair enough. I mean, that's what I wanted to sort of get out of the way.
He is.
Yeah.
He did
Glad
say
you got that out of
6'7",
the way.
actually. This person inception.
Have you tried to get her any help?
No, seeing as she's a girl, I paid $500 to shave her head and pretend to be my girlfriend. No, I haven't tried to get her any help. Should you want me to try?
Wait, okay.
I don't know her that well. It's probably not my business to get her off drugs. Also, I think I told her to put her hands in your pocket and pretend to be on drugs.
Shut up.
You think
This is the moment that Ian like realized he'd been punked from the very beginning. The amount of troll ups is so funny. And the thing is, Ian wasn't going to release all of this. He was going to keep it secret and just hide and shame. But then Sam Hyde went ahead and released the thing ahead of schedule so that he could force him to Idubbbz to release it as well. Otherwise, Ian may have tried to hide all this Kino entertainment from us.
you seen that date a girl that has her hair shaved like that? You
Yes.
think I'm a fucking mental case?
Yes.
No, actually, I've known her for a long time. And
This is so upsetting to me right now.
you think I'm a fucking millionaire? You think I have a shit ass office like this?
Shut up. This is your office.
Says who? You think I would fucking spill rock stars and Legos all over my office like a fucking animal and have 20 people in? Ian, you shitty guy.
So you're punking me.
I'm not punking you. I'm trying to make I thought it'd be funny for your fans. I thought they'd like it.
It was
The
funny.
whole
I would
thing.
never do
It was very,
anything
very
The
to
whole thing's a ruse.
actually hurt you or upset you or make you look foolish. I would not do that. I don't know if she actually.
Danny's not on drugs.
No, she's a good actress, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
No.
What the fuck? I'm still wondering kind of what's real and what's fake, legitimate.
He doesn't even know. Is this the moment? Did actually Sam Hyde break him? Was it this moment when he thought that that Sam Hyde had an office full of 20 guys trading cryptocurrencies and coming up with like a typewriters, monkeys on typewriters come up with scripts and things. And then he had like this drug addict girlfriend that was like slipping her hand into his pocket. And then he's just like, no, Ian, it's all fake. Of course it's fake. Is this the moment that broke his brain and made him retarded? Is it Sam Hyde or Anisa has done more damage to him? Where's the play the line, disabled dragon?
P. Lacey says, is this guy mentally disabled or something? I
is
am
what
not
happens.
a guy. Another word for
I'm
human.
a dragon.
I am a dragon.
Do you like dragons, chat? How about dragging these nuts on your...
And this shift in persona seems subtle, but it set the stage for one of his biggest missteps, where satire and timing collided in ways that couldn't be undone. Soon after, while promoting Creator Clash, Idubbbz appeared on Anthony Padilla's podcast. He walked back multiple content
What is the deal with this haircut? Like, maybe I'm not the man to be judging other men's haircuts, okay? But like, there's a certain genre of man that thinks that this haircut and this mustache is a good look. And I think you know when women get like a nose ring? And that's specifically to show men that they're uninterested in men and that they're interested in being a lesbian and filthy and smelly. This is like the male equivalent of that.
videos, framing them as unnecessary or harmful. He addressed past racial slurs, including remarks toward Tana Mongeau. He positioned this shift as a result of newfound empathy. This was meant to be his reset, but intent doesn't control interpretation, especially when trust is eroding. To many, it felt like he was condemning the very content that built his platform without fully owning the power he wielded at the time. Then
it's a good look if you're ripped. This is the thing, is that like if you're attractive, that's the only thing that matters really. There's a bunch of attractive women that have god-awful haircuts. And the only reason it works is because they're attractive. And then like women see it and like, oh, that's so sexy haircut, I'm gonna wear it. And it looks like garbage. Yeah, everything fucking works if you're ripped.
Came the moment that fractured goodwill. Idubbbz called his own audience antisocial, weird basement dwellers. You can't disown your past and your audience at the same time and expect either to follow. He wasn't showing growth. It was severance. It is impossible to discuss Idubbbz's later career without acknowledging Anisa, but it is important to be precise about
these. I have made my disdain for tattoos very clear. And if you have tattoos, it's like, it's fine. It's your body. You can do whatever you want with them. I just personally do not like tattoos. But these are possibly the worst tattoos that I think I've ever seen. And it gets worse. Like, this is the early days. It gets much, much, much worse. I think your entire chest is covered in tattoos at this point as now. I mean, I guess that's better than looking at her chest. But there's just something so grimy about these tattoos. He thinks Nick's is worse. What, you mean the flower over his womb? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I will say this about Nick's womb tattoo. I think the tattoo artist was talented. This one, I can't say the same thing. This style, it's like fridge magnets or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like a child's drawings. The real reason she has any of these tattoos is so she could visit the tattoo artist and get cucked. And cuck Ian, actually.
her role. The issue is not that Anisa changed Idubbbz.
See, like, Anisa doesn't look bad in this shot. Like, she's not like a super hot chick or anything. But, like, look at this. If she has no tattoos, she's got long hair, she's smiling. This is a solid, like, 5 out of 10. Okay? She looks perfectly fine. You know, she even looks happy. This is an expression you'll never see again. So she had, it's like, why did you do this to yourself? Is it just self-hate?
Or that she controls his decisions. That framing removes agency from him. It oversimplifies what is actually a brand conflict problem. Anisa has been unusually candid.
See, look, it just immediately looks disgusting. She could just be a normie chick if she wanted to, but she decided, no, I'm going to go the path of being the illustrated woman.
Sometimes jokingly, sometimes not, about Idubbbz's insecurities, failures, and internal struggles. This was on their podcast, She Ruined My Career. While the title is ironic, the effect is not. Repeated antidotes that frame Idubbbz as passive or dependent erode the last pillar of his old persona, confidence. This isn't manipulation, it's exposure. And exposure is lethal to a creator whose authority was built on certainty.
Like a separation as far as like career and work and stuff like that goes. That was like really important to me early on.
Yeah.
And I'm not fully understanding of all the reasons why that's the case.
I just find it interesting because you would verbalize that, right? That you wanted a separation,
but then
you would like.
How many like red flags can you spot in this picture, chat? There's quite a few. You can play this at home. Just pause the video and count up all you can find.
Because you would verbalize that, right? That you wanted a
Right,
separation,
but then I
you would like not like you would talk to me about all these things and like would want help recording things. So that was like the most confusing part for me.
And yet, the audience still gave him a chance. Creator Clash 1 was a success. It reframed Idubbbz and Anisa as mature, responsible, and purpose-driven. Charity boxing was the perfect redemption vehicle. It wasn't commentary, it wasn't moral enforcement, it was constructive. For many viewers, it felt like a genuine comeback, and this was proof the audience wanted to believe again.
So like shocking.
This was, oh my goodness. Like, just look. There's something so repulsive about Anisa in these videos. Maybe it's the shininess of her nose. She can't do short hair. Like, short hair draws a lot of attention to your face. I should know. I mean, but she's got a bigger schnoz than me. And it's shiny. She's polished it before the show. And then you just see, like, these awful tattoos. But this is quite funny, their generational fumble of Creator Clash. Again, if there was, like, the parallel universe, it could have all been successful. All they had to do was not spend all of the money by having parties and galas for their Twitch's buddies to try and ingratiate themselves to Twitch's community, which is funny because they didn't even get accepted into the community. They got laughed out of it because of their past, which they'll never be forgiven for. There is no act of contrition that'll be enough.
At how much support we've gotten for the direction we were at sushi last night, and the sushi chef like came up to Ian and was like telling him how like excited he is about this event, and he's never cared about boxing before. I mean, it's a different audience, right? Like, but I mean, we're kind of betting on the idea that this audience is actually much bigger than the audience that wants a Jerry Springer direction.
Yeah, trashy.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about betting is sometimes it comes up, you lose, which is what happened. Again, Ian even looks like, I mean, I know he's younger in these photos. But like, I'm going to say something controversial. Is again, I think if Ian hadn't ruined his look with his ridiculous haircuts, gold tooth, weird facial hair, and tattoos, he's a pretty normal looking guy.
Trashy. Well, the thing that I liked about this video, which you guys should watch, is just how much you highlight that how much of a serious event it is, and how you want good fights, safe fights. I actually thought you made really good points, not just to trash Keemstar, but just to say like this is what he wants, which is trashy and lame and pathetic. And then you're like, well, our event is actually super professional. The fight itself is enough. It's enough.
And it's Creator Clash 2, baby! That's right, we're back for more. Last year's event was quite the hit, and we've got a great...
All right, what's the point of having the female contestants? So is it
Creator Clash 2, baby! That's right,
that's the Australian guy. What is it? I did a thing or something?
we're back for more. Last year's event was quite the hit, and we've got a great new lineup for you. But first, why don't we get a refresher of how it all went down?
But the goodwill from Creator Clash 1 did not survive Creator Clash 2. Unlike the first event, Creator Clash 2 failed to donate money to charity and instead lost money on the event. Regardless of internal accounting explanations, the audience perception was immediate and unforgiving. Creator Clash was not just an event, it was supposed to be Idubbbz and Anisa's moral reset. Once charity became the justification for the events, competence stopped being optional.
But it was never really about the charity. It was all a scam from the beginning.
Mismanagement.
They were trying to get attention, wealth, and influence in the Twitch community. That's essentially what it was always about.
Or not, felt like a betrayal of the premise itself. The backlash was not solely about finances. Fans were upset when 3 weeks before Creator Clash 2, Idubbbz and Anisa fired Froggy Fresh due to comments he made about subscribing to Anisa's OnlyFans if he lost the fight, as well as having Sam.
Why would that be something you would fire someone for? This is the funny thing about OnlyFans people. They both want you to respect their career, and they don't want you. Don't you dare make fun of my OnlyFans. Also, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Also, I'm ashamed of having an OnlyFans. If Anisa is proud of having an OnlyFans, why would this be a bad thing for her? It's like, good, one more subscriber. That's extra revenue in the bank.
Hyde as his boxing coach, even though another fighter had also trained with Sam and was able to continue to be in the event.
That's the Epic Mealtime guy, Harvey.
His boxing coach, even though another fighter had also trained.
This is another like generational downfall. Like the video I watched back when I was going across the train actually through the snow. I remember this quite vividly, and I was watching a video, or I was listening to it while I was looking at the snow, of the downfall of Epic Mealtime. That is possibly one of the biggest fumbles in YouTube history as well.
With Sam and was able to continue to be in the event. Audiences were also frustrated once learning that an extravagant after party was held and that Idubbbz and Anisa booked a whole hotel for creators not involved in Creator Clash 2.
I have to get on human growth hormone and TRT Why? I'm already like really tall. I'm too tall for where I live.
Audience already primed to scrutinize credibility, this read as misaligned priorities. The issue was not luxury, it was optics. And optics are the only thing a charity event can't afford to lose. When a charity event loses money, every discretionary expense becomes symbolic.
Thank you, Anisa. Thank you, Ian, Idubbbz.
Thank you, guys.
BeCreatorClash.com.
Yes.
Our boy AB is fighting dad. We have a lot of confidence.
There were so many people we didn't.
It is also interesting to look at both the decay and the recovery of Ethan Klein. He went through some wild stuff. At one point, it looked like he was doing whiteface. Now he's pretty healthy now. I think it's the Ozempic kicked in or something.
think would say yes that said yes.
And then yeah.
Froggy Fresh was one of them.
That was the funniest thing. Like he just hadn't been doing things for like the past 5 years. He's like, oh, what a great like fun thing to do. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, how bizarre that you'd be interested in this.
And yet, what's crucial here is what didn't happen. There was no immediate public feuds, no pressure campaigns, no confrontation with Ethan Klein. Despite overlapping circles, everything remained publicly dormant. Creator Clash 2 did not cause Idubbbz's collapse. What it did was remove the margin for error. It weakened trust, lowered tolerance, and it ensured that the next mistake, whatever it was, would not be survivable. Deferred conflict doesn't explode immediately. It waits.
Freaking bricks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
Despite the fallout from Creator Clash 2, Idubbbz and Anisa announced Creator Clash 3. For many viewers, this was...
I'm going to go back and have a look at this photo.
Despite the fallout from Creator Clash 2, Idubbbz and Anisa...
There's nothing here. Like, Idubbbz looks fine in this picture because his tattoos are covered up, except you can see a little bit of it. But there's nothing to see here. Like, didn't Anisa get like a boob job and then she got it removed or something? Like she's got it. She's both ashamed and embracing her harlot nature. She's trying to promote herself as like this evil succubus now, which is ironically true because that's what she's doing to Ian, is sucking the soul out of him through his dick. Well, at least she did already. Like he's not getting any more action, unfortunately. It's only Hassan and his dogo at this point. Ian is relegated to the corner. But then she's trying to like push this narrative. It's like, it's okay to hate me, but also think I'm sexy. Nobody thinks she's sexy. Two nice young men. Oh, very rude. Very rude.
announced Creator Clash 3. For many viewers, this was read as a final stabilization attempt, a chance to prove their prior failure was circumstantial, not systemic. This time, the collapse did not come from finances. It came
What is
from
this, an AI voice and script? I'm playing on a 1.25 speed. But I'm not sure if it's an AI voice. I don't know.
It
sounds more
long-standing
robotic
tensions
like that.
between Idubbbz, Anisa, and Ethan Klein, unbeknownst to Ethan and previously dormant, became public when Ethan and Hila openly criticized them for not standing up for them, when rumors that their home was filthy and feces ridden was being spread.
Definitely. I would say she's like mid is such a misused word on the internet, because like if you think of mid as like a 5 out of 10 or something, I don't know how other people rank it, but like if I see a woman and I say she's a 5, I think that's a positive thing, honestly. Like 5 is good, anything below 5 is bad. But I mean, 5 is like average. But when people say mid, they mean like 0 out of 10. The mid, like middle of the road, is like, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being mid, I think, honestly. 5 out of 10. She's below mid. It's simping. It's simping to say, fucking hell. All I'm saying is that if Anisa didn't get the tattoos, didn't cut her hair, didn't do whatever she did, she would look fine. And like a 5 out of 10 or something. And there's nothing wrong with being a 5 out of 10.
They're good friends.
Yeah.
Anisa and Ian. Yeah. Thanks, Anisa, for standing
Yeah,
up for
that's
your
like
girl.
a Minnesota 10. Exactly.
I actually stood up for you so many times because, like, why would I not? It was crazy. It's crazy. People were shitting on you and Ian because you did OnlyFans. Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane.
I didn't say 5 out of 10 is an amazing. What are you talking about? I said 5 out of 10 is 5 out of 10. But some people think that 5 out of 10 is bad. It's not. Like, if you go to a restaurant and you have a 5 out of 10 meal, it means you didn't hate it, didn't enjoy it, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's just like, no complaints, essentially.
It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
Apparently, chat is
So-
like IGN. If it's not, it's like 8 out of 10, worst thing I've ever seen.
The problem.
Okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
Who's hotter, Anisa or Healer? I don't know, chat. What would you go with? 1 for Anisa, 2 for Healer. That's a pretty hard. That's a really hard question, actually. I'm not very fond of either of them.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
In her chat,
Yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denims.
is
A lot
actually
of
participating in this whole Child
healer
Protective Service
support in the
lie.
chat.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're saying what they're saying, right?
Oh, that Child Protective Service is even the worst thing. I mean, she said worse
my
things
goodness.
about you and me.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about women that is positive. Otherwise, you get called a simp. Unless you're completely just saying like everything negative about them, you get called a simp. Even then, sometimes you guys just don't understand. I'm trying to be reasonable here. There's no place for that, apparently. It's fine.
And I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Okay, now I've learned the way.
So I already forgot about you.
The last thing I said to Anisa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. And I said, she's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody. And, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mhm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied. But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, oh, he doesn't work with us anymore.
You know what I'll say about Healer for all the two birds in chat? At least Healer is fertile. She's had a child, which is more than I can say for Anisa. So I think Healer beats out Anisa. Even though she's like very weird looking and has like an odd body. And she's also an Israeli baby killer. Apart from that, I guess she took a lot out of the world. She brought one back.
But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say
This is more than I can say
Okay.
for
Do you have anything else to say for your friends though?
Just say he does.
Like,
at least say
Anisa
something like
just
he
has the
doesn't work for me,
pussy.
and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually
She thinks they
probably-
have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Roseanne Barr in the 90s or Anisa? Roseanne, because Roseanne's rich, right? Like at least Roseanne can support my lifestyle. Anisa, that's like not gonna happen.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
From Ethan's perspective, the frustration centered on silence. From Idubbbz's perspective, the criticism felt coercive, an expectation of public
What does
moral
Roseanne look like
alignment.
now? I
What
don't
matters
know.
is not whose interpretation is correct. What matters is the response. Idubbbz released a long-form critical video targeting Ethan Klein, explicitly framed in the rhetorical style of Content Cop. The timing was catastrophic. The video dropped while the H3 podcast was live without...
Healer looks regal? Do you mean how like people of the crown are like deformed because they're cousin fuckers? Is that what you mean by regal?
coordination with Creator Clash participants. Lena, who was scheduled to fight in the event, was placed directly in the crossfire.
I do have some more bad news for you. Some breaking news. Your old friend Idubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. That is no, it can't be.
Well,
it actually can't be. Holy fuck, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God. Holy fuck.
And from a quick scrub through, I think, well, it's going to be a little spicy.
This guy went from saying he didn't want to get involved, associating with people calling CPS on my family. Like, we have one disagreement where I get upset because you guys aren't defending me
This
publicly.
is still so sad to see because, like, he didn't believe that his friend would turn him and stab him in the back like this. Absolute betrayal, cowardly behavior. And they released it during his podcast, no less. So that all the hate comments started from the Hassan side of the Twitch started flowing in. Ridiculous.
After everything I've done to support you guys, and like you bring on people who are fucking Denims and Frogan, who did a fucking anti-Semitic tier list, and you're platforming them and co-signing them. And by the way, to even make it even more crazy, Lena's fighting in your fight, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I actually can't believe that he did this.
Operationally,
And he was the one person that actually promoted the event. They were such pussies in asking the people that were involved in Creator Clash 2 and 3 to actually promote their shit. That's all you had to do is like tell every fighter, like, okay, you have to put out like a 1-minute promo or mention it with your promo code every day up until the fight. And we got to push here to make some money for charity, even though all the money was going to their parties.
reframed Creator Clash 3 overnight. It was no longer a charity event attempting redemption. It became collateral damage in an unresolved personal conflict. And context here is essential. Ethan and Idubbbz were not distant creators. They had collaborated multiple times. Ethan had publicly defended Idubbbz during the OnlyFans backlash.
And yeah, the only thing they really wanted from Ian was just to say that their house wasn't covered in shit. Because that was the rumor that their house was covered in dog shit and that their baby got giardia. It turns out that the baby never actually had giardia. It was just a misdiagnosis. That's all they wanted because there was actually a legit campaign to get CPS to take away Ethan's child. And I believe CPS did show up and actually do a review of the house due to the harassment that he was receiving from, podcasters like Denims and Frogan.
3 crew member AB had fought in both creator clash events. This was not an abstract disagreement. It was a fractured relationship. At the same time, Ethan and Hila were dealing with escalating harassment tied to Israel-Palestine discourse, a CPS call to their home, skulls sent to clients, and harassment they've described.
This is true. They did receive a human skull. And apparently there's a service that you can allow you to buy human skulls. Apparently it's like $3,000 each or something. I mean, it's kind of a weird, like, obviously it's like a veiled threat sort of thing. But it's kind of funny at the same time, like getting a skull. It's like, oh, $3,000, like fine. Ian was like, you should just be happy you received the skull. But then anytime people say, because you could take that as like a legit death threat, like here's a skull, this is going to be your skull, I'm going to collect your skull, I'm going to get your children's skull, that whatever. But then Ian was like, oh, toughen up, don't be a pussy, Ethan, it's just a skull, an actual human skull. Was it 2 skulls? Well, there you go. And then anytime he receives like a little bit of attention online, like a little bit of like, wow, your wife's a slut, he has to go cry to his therapist. He has no legs to stand on criticizing Ethan. I'm not like a big Ethan fan or anything. It's just the reality.
As extremely anti-Semitic. From their perspective, silence from people they considered friends carried weight. From Idubbbz's perspective, moral pressure crossed into personal attack. Idubbbz's video on Ethan involved specific creators whose fan bases are behind the harassment towards Ethan and Hila. Idubbbz then feigned concern over Ethan's mental health and continued Zionist remarks towards Ethan, claiming that the anti-Semitic harassment was Ethan being delusional.
If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's got to be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot. It's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first. Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic.
Ian said the skulls were humorous. I'll let this one slide.
To the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda.
You know what? I'll try and say one nice thing about Ian. At least he's actually using his lav mic correctly. When people get their fucking like lav mics and they're like, oh, okay, chat, today is we're going to be talking about the ongoing situation in Minnesota, and as you can see, it's like fucking just attach it to your chest. It's so annoying. This is my personal peeve. Nobody else cares about this but me, and it's very, very frustrating every time I see it.
They're going to call it out. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators.
What the fuck happened to his face? Is he still recovering from being punched in the face? He actually looks like he's evolving backwards into like Cro-Magnon stage or something.
If he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. Yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
But he did. He did do that. He stabbed him in the back. The most cowardly attack possible by a man.
Makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles. I thought.
How much does a little brain damage factor into this? That's a good question. What do you think is the biggest contributor to Ian's mental decline? Is it the brain damage, the proximity to Anisa, or being epically trolled by Sam Hyde? I guess there's like a compounding effect, right? The synergy of those are working together. Because he used to be a sharp guy. He used to be witty. He used to have like scathing attacks, but now there's just nothing. And I guess he's written himself into a box because you can't use the spicy things anymore because he's trying to appeal to an audience that think that's bad to do. It's ego. Anisa sucking on his head. Is Anisa just like the brain bug from Starship Troopers and just sucked out of his brain through his nostrils or something? But then she doesn't actually use it either. So what are they doing with it?
The text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends, I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been
I don't understand. Like, so this banana comes in denims. This is that DSP thing, right? The banana conspiracy. I don't understand this. Why is DSP freaking out about this banana thing? I thought he was saying the N-word, like when he was saying like it comes in denims. I thought he was saying like legit he was saying it comes in N-word. Why does he complain about that? Like, is there just no reason? Is it just because he's insane? I don't hear it comes in denims when I see it, but the banana did have a zipper on it, so it makes sense. He's mentally ill. Apparently there was like a, 2-hour siege session about the banana wearing pants or something. I can't follow it. I tried to. I just don't understand both the controversy and why he's talking about it. It makes no sense to me, chat. I think this is like an old man moment for me, where I don't get the banana conspiracy. It is funny though that that he's so mad about it.
perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns. And
that's really bad. 3,000 views a week. This man had over 1 million subscribers. Actually, what does he have now? I think it's like 3 million, right? I have to give it to PPP. Like, he's the only person that was willing to go into the mines and find the diamonds that was in the She Ruined My Life podcast. Nobody else would have thought that they could have made profit from that. It would have been like a dead end. Somehow he has got this magic nose that was able to sniff out that he could turn this into like watchable content. And it turned it into the most lucrative money-making scheme I think I've ever seen. It's quite brilliant how successful they've been over there.
Instead, talk about Vampire's Kiss. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it. I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever, and it's not...
Is it better to have a thought in your head or a thought in your house? We'd ask Ian.
Completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly. You're hurting people. Is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together. So when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention. There was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun. And Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic. When I first saw this...
Don't be ridiculous. This was obviously a list of who is the most Jewy and who is the most Palestine supporter. Hassan was at the top. Sabra was at the bottom. Sabra and Ethan Klein at the bottom. And they literally photoshopped Dave Shapiro. Or Dave Shapiro? Is it Dave Shapiro? Am I having a brain fart moment? Well, you know, the Shapiro guy. The guy that talks really fast and is very, very Jewish. They literally photoshopped him into the thumbnail, even though he's not even on the list. So it's clearly Ben Shapiro. Thank you. Why was I thinking Dave Shapiro? Who's Dave Shapiro? I don't know. I only have a limited capacity in my brain for Jewish people. But it was anyone that was saying this was not about who was a Jew and who wasn't a Jew. I don't know what they're drinking. Dave Rubin? I don't watch Dave Rubin. I don't really know very much about him apart from he's like a conservative commentator, right? Dave is DSP's. There's a lot. I'm sure there's many Daves. I don't know why I said that. The only other Shapiro I know is I think the one of the writers from one of those Nickelodeon cartoons Maybe it was Kablam or something.
Tier list. I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted, Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like that is a word that's used. So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it, because it's not like they have massive representation.
Tracker Rob gifted 5 subs. My train whistle seems to be broken. Maybe it's just full of slobber or something. I don't know. Thank you very much, Trucker Rob. Actually, can I give subs as well? I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll save them for the evening show, though.
Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic. If you're
Lucky
Arab
Limes
or
joined as a
understand
member.
Arab culture
Thank
at
you.
all,
Big
which
support
is a
from
lot of
Lucky
Americans,
Limes by being in
and
the
Ethan
chat.
Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just going to eat it up. It's not. Ethan is just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm going to buy it and I'm going to eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American.
Has anyone tried Sabra? I haven't. But I do love hummus. So if I could find more hummus in Japan, I'd be eating it all the time. Isn't it just like chickpeas or something? Could I just make this myself? Chickpeas and lemon or some shit?
American, they're going to go in the store and the only option they have is fucking Sabra. And that sucks that's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are not widespread across the US. So what are they left with? They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is Sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is...
What is the good hummus? Like Americans or Arabs in the chat, if there's a single Arab. Actually, is there a single Arab in my chat? Or probably not. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Where are you guys watching from? Let me know. What is the best hummus? Is it just the homemade stuff?
After he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show. Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus being a...
Go to your local Arab market. How? Just go to your local Arab market. Where do you think I live? The Middle East? There's no Arab markets in Japan. If I want to find like hummus, I have to go to Gyomu Super, or perhaps maybe Kaldi Coffee has some. I don't know. There are no Arabs in Japan. I mean, I assume there's one or two. Should I go there? Should I go to the Middle East? Where do I need to go? Gaza to find the best Sabra? Cries in European. Yeah, Suffolk Europeans. Lebanese places. All right, when I visit Australia next, like the Lebos, they probably got some good Sabra, right? Oh, good hummus, right? I'll visit Australia at some point in the future and try some. All you need to make hummus is a blender. I have a blender. I don't have tahini. Is that like made from peanuts or something? Or I don't know.
Bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing. He can have that discussion as much as he...
You know, Germany is actually the home of kebab, apparently. Just like how UK is the home of tikka masala. Apparently the best kebabs are in Germany. Specifically like the capital, Berlin. That's the best place. I know this because I watch a British guy that makes sauces on the internet.
Wants on his podcast, because we all know
Tahini is
his
sesame?
intentions
Okay.
are
I love sesame.
anti-Semitic.
Sesame's
He deserves
good.
all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human, because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings.
Regardless of intent, the effect was irreversible. Shortly after, Idubbbz and Anisa stepped away from Creator Clash 3, and the event was later canceled. This was the point of no return. If you've made it this far in the video, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave...
I'll like that. I already liked the video. I'll withhold my subscription until the end, but it's pretty good. I think this is pretty good, even if it is an AI voice. I don't think it is. I didn't want to say this, but I think if you watch the video at like normal speed, I think this person is of the Troon variety. That's why the voice sounds a little bit off, but some of them I assume are good people. Okay. Bob Tube with $2 says, going to Australia for hummus. Okay, buddy. Isn't there a bunch of Arabs in Australia? I don't know. What's the situation over there, Bob? I might be visiting this year, actually.
Give me a comment. Now back to the video.
It's very hard because you're getting beat up constantly, and then you're supposed to show up to the gym the next day and the next day and the next day. AB can attest to it, right? So It's mentally very hard. So I
Shut up,
Devout
Eagle.
Eagle
because I
for
can tell
what?
it's
What? Out of pocket. You didn't say anything.
This has been the longest year of my life. It's been the hardest year. Last night I tweeted, nah, fuck this. I'm done living in fear. My wife and I are not going to be blackmailed.
Falling for another AI channel? You fall into my trap. This entire stream is AI generated. I'm actually at my office right now.
I'll show y'all a backbone. See you guys tomorrow. This was in reference to my good friends Ian and Anisa.
It is critical to be precise about what happened next. The most serious behind-the-scenes actions did not occur before Creator Clash 3 collapsed. They occurred after the event was canceled and after professional ties were already severed. Between July and September, months after the content comp video and CC3's cancellation, the conflict escalated privately. AB stated publicly on the H3 podcast that Idubbbz and Anisa insinuated that they would...
What the fuck is going on here? Like, I really like it when women walk around in a baggy t-shirt. There's something about it that, like, you know, with like just the baggy t-shirt, the legs are exposed. I really like that vibe. But this is this one just looks like disgusting. This is just like a bag of potatoes. It's just shit. You can smell this photo? Maybe. I don't know. There's something weird going on here. I don't know how she's managed. Like, she looks like, this legit looks like she's a fucking pear. I know I have a negative inference from these people, but how could you ruin like what is possibly one of the best looks for a chick?
Spill the beans on private conversations they had if he did not leave his job, framing Ethan as morally disqualifying due to Zionist accusations.
And what they put me through for the past several months. Now, let me first say that Ian texted me last night after I made this tweet and assured me he would never share any private messages we shared.
She's not preggers, though. If anything, her pussy's totally haunted at this point. It's full of cobwebs and spirits of the dead.
Because he is not like my boss, not like Ethan. And I'm going to respect that sentiment and not share any private messages as well, but I do want to share the hell that these two have put me through. What they've said publicly is enough. I never wanted to speak bad on them, and seeing how vicious Ian spoke with me yesterday and about my coworkers really just shocked me. I want to tell everybody who doesn't know, I was a longtime fan of Ian. It was surreal meeting him, getting the chance to be friends with him through the Creator Clash. And I also really liked Anisa. There was a lot that we had in common. We were oddly the same mix, half Lebanese, half Irish. The Creator Clash was the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. And but somehow we've gotten to this point where Ian's saying fuck me in chat, saying I'm a loser on his stream, which is amazing, by the way, because like I said, for months I've been defending him. I've been called a pussy for defending him. And who's the one that fucks me over is him. She does not care. I have to leave my job. She's drawn her fucking line in the sand because she has the right to tell me how I provide for me and my fucking family.
Yeah, because some privileged kids online think that you should quit your job because you work for Zionists. Is it for...
Hila looks, I was like judging Hila poorly before. I think she looks better with glasses. Like, I can kind of see it now, like the Hila posters in chat. She's kind of got like that librarian look.
for them to say?
Not a Zionist, by the way.
Yeah.
What am I talking
She's not half Lebanese. She's 8% Lebanese.
about? I'm talking about private conversations that we have had. Not that I was talking to a hater, not that I was talking to anyone. I was talking to someone who I believe with Ethan and Hila's close friend, which I never in a million years thought it would get to this point, about disagreements that we've had. And it's nothing that Ethan nor any of you would be shocked about, because everything I've said to Ethan's face. It was never malice or anything. I never divulged any private info. And to be honest, I don't think it's anything serious, but maybe they will twist it to be, because they twist fucking everything. But yeah, so in the tweet, let me dial back. I said blackmail. Well, let me first say, to the credit, as I said earlier, they said they would never share private messages. God bless them. They're not like Ethan. But let me ask you guys, the audience, or you guys can decide about the situation. You tell me how you would label it. I don't fucking know. Is it directly blackmail? I don't fucking know. But it's like, leave your job, or we're going to talk shit about you, and you can't respond. You can't respond to it. You just got to fucking take it. So I don't know what that is.
Receipts were also shown indicating that Anisa privately messaged H3 crew member Olivia.
Again, these are just like the most disgusting like photos.
So I don't know what that is.
Receipts were also shown indicating that Anisa privately...
Like, there's so many ways. There's so many tricks of the trade that women have available to them to make themselves look more attractive. It's okay to find me attractive and still hate me. I know it's confusing for some of you. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. Is there anything redeemable? Like, this is just... Even like a little bit like... The tummy like poking out of a shirt can be actually very cute for women. Like if they're wearing like a tight dress and they have like the pouch tummy, not like fat like a gunt or anything, but like the pouch tummy, that can be very attractive, and men actually really like that. But she's posed in such a way that she just looks like a slob. There's just, again, there's just like nothing redeemable here. I think that gunt though, it's like, I don't think that Anise is that fat. It's just that like the way that she's posing, like if she didn't have this like side dress here, so both sides were showing, I think it would look better. But it looks like it's just escaping. The pouch is just, I know that. Okay. I know about female biology. I've studied it in a book. Okay. I know. I was just describing it as a way that would make sense to chat. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't like the trucker tattoos either, but like with the filters, with the angles, and the crazy thing about posting anything on the internet is you choose what to post. Like if it's a live stream and you fuck up, then fine. That's fine. But like this is a pose photo she took and decided this was the best one to upload, with a caption saying, "Some people find me attractive."
Messaged H3 crew member Olivia, encouraging her to step away from the podcast using moral and political framing, emphasizing that Olivia was a smart girl who should reconsider her association.
Oh, and by the way, real quick, let me say the reason that Olivia's not sitting right next to me right now, this is part of it. This is part of the fucking reason, because Anisa did this shit to her too. And she gave me permission to say that. And when they first released the Contact Hop, they were so apologetic to us. We're so sorry to put you in this situation. And they were living off this high. But as soon as they started to get shit, when it didn't go the way they thought it was going to be, we became the punching bags. Then they wanted to fucking take it out on us. And it's become basically leave your job or you're dead to us. And by the way, let me be clear. You changed it up on us because we didn't speak up. How did this whole fucking beef start again? What was your famous fucking line? Our silence means something. Our silence means something. That applies to you. You could use that when CPS and everything's involved. But us, we have to speak. We have to leave our jobs. Fuck our family. And what's up?
It's kind of cool the visualizer for his voice here, even if it is in the true colors. This is a long segment though.
All about you're using us because you can't hurt Ethan. That's all it fucking is. I'm not stupid. I know you've scared everyone else off on Twitter. I said I couldn't live this way. I told you guys I'm gonna leave in October when my lease is up. Knowing that, you still talk shit on stream. You know why you did? I think you did because Ethan made fun of how many viewers you have. I think you wanted to fucking come at me now.
Less than.
I mean, that would actually make Ian pretty angry if you had these two friends, and they were friends. They've been in each other's houses. They DM'd quite a bit. They're in a bunch of collaborations. They just, and maybe we can't judge everything that's on camera, but they did seem like very good friends. And they're more or less the same size. And now Ian has a podcast or a dragon cast or whatever, where he can't even get 100 people to watch him. And H3's got like 10,000 or something. Ian is so insignificant now compared to Ethan, which is very funny. I mean, Ethan's going after bigger fish anyway, quite literally and figuratively with Denims and Frogan.
Good. Before you call me a misogynist, you or your husband, because I'm guessing that's next play in the Cry Bully playbook. Don't forget that I defended you from all the unjust misogyny that you've gone throughout the years. And don't pretend to be a fucking feminist when you've had fucking Lena and Olivia fucking terrified of what you're gonna fucking do. The last time...
like, the biggest, like, misogynist is Anisa. She's constantly going after women. And then she tries to hide behind the shield of being a feminist and being the victim of misogynistic attacks. She's women are the biggest misogynists though of everybody. That's a crazy thing to remember.
Olivia said something that you interpreted as her talking bad about you. You
Men are actually quite fond of
blocked her immediately and then went on this whole fucking rant about how she should do better. Imagine. And again, I'm not saying that Olivia said anything about Ethan Eel or anything, but she's just she's already thrown in the middle of this shit because she does care about Palestine. She has spoken up about Palestine, and she's afraid that if she doesn't appease Anisa, that Anisa might label her an enemy. Then the harassment that she's going to get is going to be even enlarged for no fucking reason.
This distinction matters. These actions did not destabilize Creator Clash 3 because the event was already over. So what they did was refract the fallout through a different lens. To the audience, this no longer looked like a heated disagreement between creators. It looked like a post-project moral enforcement applied privately.
Glasses don't help with this one.
After public conflict had already detonated. Intent aside, pattern matters more than explanation. At this point, the audience no longer evaluated arguments, they evaluated behavior over time. And the pattern they perceived was consistent. Public confrontation, followed by collapse, followed by private escalation. Authority cannot survive that sequence, because moral authority requires not just conviction, but restraint, timing, and proportionality. By this stage, those qualities were no longer visible. Yet Idubbbz takes another drive down a different avenue.
All right,
Growth
live stream
narratives
politics.
tend to fall apart when the mic is live. In recent months, Idubbbz has increasingly tried to occupy a political commentary space, specifically the live stream react format popularized by creators like Destiny and Hassan Piker. And that comparison...
See, the thing is with politics is it's incredibly successful if you know what you're talking about, or at least you can evoke some emotion from people, because it's so charged with both energy, money, and it's a built-in audience. Like if you start talking about the left or the right, you basically have 50% of the market capture already. It's very easy, and like 50% will hate you, 50% will love you, whatever. You know, it's like very, very much a 50-50 on that. And there's a lot of money people are willing to support. They want to put their money where their mouth is, and they want to support their best creators. But if you don't know what you're talking about, if you have no idea about the context of any of the situation, you just look like an absolute fool, which is what happened to Ian. He doesn't understand how this is working. It's probably one of the fastest ways to grow a profitable income from streaming, honestly, is talking about politics.
matters, not
But
because of
Ian was
politics,
just
but
not able to
because of
succeed
skill
at
set.
it.
Political commentary requires consistency, literacy, and restraint. Hassan's effectiveness comes from familiarity with the subject matter. I mean, most of the time. This format does not work well for Idubbbz because his brand was always moral judgment, not political analysis. Being loud and confident on stream does not translate as being well informed. Unlike his content cop videos, there is no editing, no script, and no performative framing. What's left is instinct. More patterns begin to emerge, offhanded remarks accumulate,
Oh my goodness, are we pattern noticing?
it was a joke becomes harder to sustain.
No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None.
True. I mean, honestly, though, that is super important. That's that's accountability. Base level accountability. Base level. Just knowing the identity of the person who's doing the shit.
Those that come in.
What? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like, police officers wear masks all the time. Especially more so since the coofing happened, obviously. What do you mean? Oh my goodness. I mean, you can identify, like, I do think that police should have like their identification badge number printed on their jacket or something, but I don't think you should be forced to identify their name and necessarily their face. As long as there's something that the department can use to verify them, that's fine, I think.
To our communities wearing a
Fun fact, I'm gonna bring this back to content cop. That's one of the things that like I have zero respect for online is if you're gonna be making like videos about people and you're gonna be making a lot of bold claims. If you are anonymous, like fuck you. Like fuck you. I'm not gonna listen to your shit. Like you stand to lose nothing. At least show your face.
But there's like a degree of honesty that can only come from anonymity, right? That's why 4chan is so funny. Well, at least it used to be. Is because you could say the most heinous, like gut busting like jokes and you wouldn't have to worry about repercussions or it affecting your life. I think that the internet would honestly be a much better place if there was more anonymous people. Like the only reason that they're upset about this, the only reason people make this argument, like if you're anonymous, just go away or whatever, it's because they want to be able to strike back at you. And in many cases, like the chatter has less power than the streamer, because like the streamer has, you know, in theory, can send like an army of supporters to go harass a certain person. So this is the only reason he's upset. It's because he doesn't have the ability to strike back at these people that he thinks is doing wrong to him. He can't take the bans. Now, if you use that power as a streamer to go and harass somebody that's like just some person in chat or something, that's incredibly cringe. You don't deserve that power, but it is what it is.
So take a face and a name, but all of the people who are like completely fucking anonymous and they're talking shit hate that. Obviously, this is fucking wildly different, but yeah, she's absolutely right. We should not be covering faces. We should not be anonymous. Also, these people shouldn't be paid $50,000 to join the boys club to shoot people.
I mean, they should probably be wearing something over their faces just to protect themselves because they're getting like shit thrown at them by angry protesters as well.
During a recent live stream,
And it's cold in Minnesota. A lot of people just wear masks in Minnesota because it's fucking cold.
Idubbbz and Anisa reacted to a 90-Day Fiancé segment featuring an Iranian man visiting the United States for the first time. He is visibly impressed by the public street celebrations. It was Mardi Gras. They framed his reaction as propaganda. They questioned
What
whether
difference would there be if people were talking the same shit, were not anonymous? Well, you'd be able to like call their bosses and stuff, essentially. It's very easy to dox people in America just because of how much information is publicly available. And when you've got like a group of people, like if you have like even like one person finding out someone's identification is like a challenge. But if you have like 10, 20, 30 people that are devoted to ruining someone's life, it's very easy to very quickly rack up all sorts of things like getting people fired or getting them debanked, things like that.
such restrictions actually exist in Iran.
Sure.
It's like a different planet to me.
Yeah, looks like it's something nice.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel weird. Like I do not belong here, but I like it here.
You think he's in a marabou? It kind of comes off that way.
It does, yeah.
I love this.
Like, why are you so excited? Like, you've definitely been kind of dreaming about it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, this is Cafe du Monde, which is like the famous
I told you. It's
place that makes the beignets.
When I had the first bite, I was like, boom. I've never had anything.
I have never tasted a beignet, chat. Are they good? What are they like? Is there cream inside? Is it just like a donut or something? I think I've seen a beignet on a menu when I went to I had like crab the other day. It was like a seafood boil bag. It was delicious. Expensive though.
To it.
Dude, he's in a marabou.
Do not taste and feel like beignet, because if that's the case, I think I'm gonna gain so much weight.
You are.
I wish I could send one of these to my family in Iran.
He exaggerates so hard as well. Yeah.
Bone away.
So
Can you
fucking
eat these?
funny.
Do I?
Yeah.
Would you say these
Oh,
are
shut up. They absolutely
Never.
sell
Not-
lingerie
not
in
the-
Iran.
not even the
You know what
picture,
my dad always used to say to me all the time was that the Victoria's Secrets that make the most money are all in the Middle East. He would say that all the time because all the husbands would want to buy their wives like the flashiest shit to wear underneath everything. Like that's like kind of the
Yeah.
vibe. And like a
But
lot of
that's fine, right?
like,
what are they talking
you
about?
want it for yourself, right? So there's a lot of lingerie. That's what kind of confused. I wasn't gonna say anything because I'm obviously not. I don't know anybody from Iran, but I know
What? So they're criticizing this Iran man that says that you can't see lingerie in the streets in a shop in Iran. But she's like, this is actually wrong because my dad said that they buy a lot of lingerie. Well, maybe they buy it from a private location or from online. She's like, well, I don't know anyone in Iran, but I'm pretty sure they have lingerie everywhere. And like, what do you mean?
the Middle East in general, lingerie is.
He might be the least conservative Iranian, I take it.
I think like if her father was in Iran, like what, during the 80s, wasn't it like fairly liberal over there? Like there's like pictures of like Iraq and Iran before the Muslims took over. And like there was people just walking around looking like, it looked like America. So like maybe her father is accurate at that time frame, but he hasn't been there for a long time. And isn't he dead now? So she could just be making this up as well. They just look. The only reason that they're even saying this is because they're looking for things to criticize this man for, because he doesn't align with them politically. So they're just trying to prove that he doesn't know anything, even though he's literally from Iran.
Back.
See,
I like
Savannah,
baby.
Savannah, like that's what I'm so curious about, because the media that I get, depending on where I go, looks very different for Iran. Like if I'm on TikTok,
Oh, her dad
or-
is demented. That's right. Now I remember, because I made a joke about this because he's got dementia and he's also Muslim. So I made a joke about him being doubly retarded.
any Western media, the way that they portray Iran is like a lot more tight and oppressive than like if I'm on more like Asian or East Asian news. Like it's very weird because the way that they talk about Iran on other news outlets, it's very much like, yeah, it depends on like where you are in Iran. Like there are some tight areas where like the authorities are like more strict. But in
It's kind of insane how one of the few people that was actually exposing the realities of what was happening in Iran was Asmongold. The media wasn't even covering just how bad it was over there. They had body bags in the streets of protesters, and then Ian, Anisa, Hassan, they'll come out and say that America is worse than Iran. Unironically, they believe that when there's piles of bags of dead protesters in Iran, and the government was charging them money to come collect their bodies. Ridiculous.
a lot of places, like especially like Tehran and other places, it's very like liberal.
True,
And women
she watches
are
TikTok, that's why she thinks.
Iran has its issues, but obviously just Iran/Iranians for the most part love to just live life and eat food and party.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's what anyone wants,
and,
man.
and most major countries, like I mean, you could say like.
Yeah.
Seeing people singing and dancing like on the street, it just feels weird, because if you do that in Iran, like they can arrest you. You know that?
For dancing?
Like this, like
It's a little eye roll.
Now, some people would argue that people should be arrested for dancing in the street. Certainly, that is the growing sentiment over in Asia, as people are very upset with the TikTokers and shit like that.
Like, why are you presenting it like it feels like he's fucking paid to do propaganda for
the U.S.
Yeah.
Like the U.S. Like.
So this is so strange to me because I'm seeing everyone having such a good time here, being so free.
And laughing.
But in Iran, you would be arrested on the spot for having any sort of joy.
If you were ever feeling joy, they would arrest you in Tehran, Iran.
Tiddlywink says, do you know the wife of the Iranian man responded to you and Anisa? She didn't respond to me and Anisa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who were being...
All right, what was this statement? I haven't seen this. They both think the Iranian guy on something is wrong at Iran being authoritarian nightmare and accuse him of spreading American propaganda. Flashback to when many of you mocked my husband and called him a liar. Most of these people who hadn't lived there in years or ever telling him that his reality wasn't real. I remember him reading about it, hearing it, seeing it. He kept quiet but took note. My husband has always spoken to me with respect about the heart of Iran, while also being vocal about the injustice there. That's what he actually wanted you to see, but unfortunately many didn't. Still, you said, it's not like that. People live freely. People live freely in fucking Iran? What are you talking about? You're lying. Can't you hear them now? They're chanting, they're screaming, the deaths. This is the reality you mocked. Many of you owed him an apology, but that's not what we need right now. Take 5 seconds to share something about Iran. And if you call yourself a friend while turning away from what is happening in Iran, you are not a friend of mine. Oh my goodness.
Anisa, she didn't respond to me and Anisa specifically. She was putting out a statement to people who are being...
This is such a a position to take. Like, there are good enemies and there are bad enemies. Why would you attack the man that fled Iran to America? Because they think they can get an easy W. And he disagrees with you politically. Basically, half of the population will always disagree with you politically. But this is like... This is possibly the worst target they could have picked. The optics, yes, the optics are wild. Bulgarian Lives Matter, yeah, he's a very good poster. Oh, this is a clip from the farms, I guess, isn't it? I think that we could use some N if they like Bulgarian Lives Matters. If he starts putting in some N-word filters like they do in the Bossman Jack clips, they could pretty much remove all of Ian's content. That's the funny thing. Just a bunch of NFs flying across the screen at random intervals. It would completely destroy it from
rude or judgmental.
I don't fear showing them.
Husband,
I'll show them.
So
like, it's just so...
Yeah, it's a little over the top.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, he's in a marabou of the ass.
Maybe he's imagining too much. You're right, Psychonaut. Maybe he's imagining people dancing with their tits out in the U.S.
They're doing the fucking...
Maybe he's imagining it's so much worse.
This capitalism is so great.
I can feel the freedom.
Yeah. It's starting to make her uncomfortable.
What?
You can't have your dog
On a leash?
even on a leash.
Well, where are
in the
you supposed to
street.
keep it?
I don't know, at home.
Okay, so you don't know.
Everything has changed.
I just don't think
48 hours ago,
Yeah.
I was in Iran, everything was...
No shot, that's true? None of this is true? That's what's so annoying about it.
This is so...
This is going to be a lot of people's exposure to Iranians and Iranian culture. They're like, oh, I guess...
Thousands of protest deaths missing from Iran's official tally.
Oh.
You can't have dogs in Iran. You can't put a dog in...
He just grew up
I
conservative.
think the only reason we could even see anything of things happening in Iran is because of modern cell phone technology and also Starlink. And I've been quite critical of Elon recently, I think, but Starlink is a good product, apparently. And I've seen some very many entertaining things that come through Starlink being out there. But they would have tried to sweep this all under the rug. They actually shut off the internet in the entire country to try and prevent anyone from knowing about the atrocities that were going on over there.
Yeah, and just didn't have...
Because a lot of Muslims don't have
Right.
dogs.
That's why you have to ask the follow-up question. Her follow-up question told you all that you needed to know.
Yeah.
Like,
Where do they keep it?
I have no idea. Okay, so you just don't know about dog culture in Iran.
That's so interesting.
Your dad wants to go to Iran? Why? Like, I mean, is there something to see in Iran? Is there like beautiful architecture or like natural beauty? What is the appeal? I mean, this is a genuine question.
Which I don't apologize for.
No.
Being judgmental.
Hell no.
I can feel the freedom.
You signed up for the show.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
If you think we're fucking mean,
Yeah.
do not go to the 90-Day Fiance Reddit. Do not go there. Okay?
Like,
saying whatever
like you really I have to be I have to be careful about the words.
You can speak freely here. You're in America.
Are you? But they're going to come find me and they're going to drone strike me. The Iran.
He's got family in Iran. He said he wanted to give one of these, what is it, those donut things to his family in the beignets, pinochets, whatever they're called. I don't know. I've never eaten them before. I don't know what they taste like either. He said he has family there. Protesters' families were being targeted. He does have to be careful. He's actually living in threat of his family's well-being or his own well-being. And they're just mocking him.
Government will drone strike me if I say mean things.
Listen, he's planning on going back potentially, okay? And if he wants to travel back, he's got to be careful with what he says.
Bro, are they going to check his last 5 years of social media history?
And mausoleums and architecture.
So this is just so, yeah. He's so scared. The producer, this is America. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, the producers almost never say shit, and if they do, they'll cut it out.
Yeah.
Here specifically, they're like, no, let's make sure it's all in there. We want the full context. He's nervous in this moment.
let's comfort him because he's now in the land of the free.
Everything's perfect here. We need to make it clear that people come here because they want our green cards.
Ugh.
Also, when someone's being an Ameriboo, you can call them an Ameriboo.
I'm allowed. Yeah, we reserve the
Doesn't
right.
roll off the tongue though. Like it's funny if you say weeaboo. It's funny if you say Koreaboo. Ameriboo doesn't really work.
To call somebody an Ameriboo.
And if I go to Iran and I'm like, this place is awesome, the Iranians can call me an Iranaboo.
Yep.
Or whatever word they have for
and
it.
they would be correct because it's not our business to whitewash that country's atrocities.
I'm worried about my family. It just goes back to the politics stuff, and
It's not comparable.
yep.
Okay, bro.
Are you ready to go home?
Had a sunglasses in Iran that I could see every.
I would like to see Ian go to Iran. That would be very entertaining. I've noticed that Hassan doesn't want to go to any of these places he talks about. Ian doesn't want to go to any of these places he want to talk about. Why not? Why don't they go there and show us the truth? I mean, Ethan Ralph did go to that place that was under attack. I would say that. That's kind of a funny thing that that's happened recently. I didn't really cover him on this channel, but I did notice that he raised some funds to go get drunk and have like a pill stream in one of those places that was under attack from the cartel. It's really weird though. He's like stalking this 17-year-old through the airport. There's all this wild stuff happening. Maybe she's 20. I don't know. There was some debate of what her actual age was, but it's a very funny stream in part, not in whole. Like it's very hard to watch the whole part of it, but there are some good clips from it. Hassan went to China for a propaganda tour. It's true, and he did get he almost got arrested for illegal memes. That's the funny thing. They had to check his phone.
Everything darker, but here everything looks more colorful.
Well, it's Marty.
Dude, he is talking like he's writing what is this? It's so performative. It's annoying.
He's writing a new American anthem.
Yeah, no. You know what? It reminds me of when you're in English class or something, you're being taught a concept and you need to demonstrate that you understand the concept of symbolism or descriptive writing by like overdoing it in your paper. You're like, I don't talk like this.
Yeah.
Such a big fat lie. Yeah, dude. Shit is it's almost like he was waiting for someone to say like, you mean like rose tinted glasses? Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
It's almost like I was swimming through a cloud of shit in Iran.
In the same way
What?
that somebody coming to America and saying they can feel the freedom with what's going on, I don't know. I'm allowed to say it's cringe.
Yeah. But now that I'm here, all the shit is...
I don't think she's not allowed to say cringe. We're taking this away from her. You're not allowed to say anything is cringe, Anisa, until you get your whole like body checked out and unfuck it if it's possible. You can't use that word.
Gone.
And then he looks at the other camera and he goes, "Thank you, Donald Trump."
And livable. I can totally feel the freedom here.
Feel the freedom.
I told you.
Okay. So
if I go to America, will I feel the freedom? I mean, I lived in very free countries, more or less. Ironically, I think that Japan is more free than New Zealand. But if I go to America, will I just like inhale the freedom? I'm kind of curious. I do want to go to America. Running out of time though. I'm getting too old. I don't think they let you into America after you're like 40. They just like turn you away at the border and say, "Go home, Unk. Go back to your southern hemisphere."
Never go back.
I feel like just dreaming.
And the issue is not disagreement. The issue is the reflexive dismissal of lived experience from outside the West as manipulation. Even a cursory look at international reporting shows that public celebrations, mixed gender
Dancing is illegal in Iran, confirmed.
dancing, and public displays common in the US are heavily restricted in Iran. Growth requires curiosity. Political commentary requires humility. These xenophobic framing contradict both. You cannot build a brand on moral judgment, pivot into political commentary, and then dismiss other cultures as propaganda when they don't flatter your assumptions. Ironically, the very instincts that made Content Cop successful, certainty, dismissal, and moral framing, are what make this pivot fail.
I have never seen clog before in my life. I've never been to the UK. Okay. My family's on my mother's side is from the UK, like in Scotland. We even have like a house crest or whatever. It's like a deer, but I mean, a lot of them are deer. I won't tell you any more information about that. When I was a child, I always used to daydream that maybe there's like a lost castle in Scotland for me. But I don't think it's going to happen. Although I did see today that there's a castle I could buy in Hokkaido if I had, you know, a spare $60,000 to buy the land. Although it's pretty run down. It's like probably $1 million project to like renovate it, but it could actually make my childhood dream of owning a castle a reality if I want to throw around $60,000 US. Or if anyone in chat wants to do it, they could buy it too. You don't have to be a resident of Japan to buy property here. Go back to your roots. Maybe one day.
This is where the lolcow framing becomes unavoidable, not as an insult, but as a description of how the audience now engages. So a lolcow isn't someone people hate, it's someone people have resolved. By this point, Idubbbz was no longer followed for leadership or insight. He was followed to watch what would go wrong next. Live streams increasingly featured Anisa alongside him, revisiting conflicts, making claims about harassment from Ethan, and discussing Idubbbz's insecurities and marital strain.
90 Day
Do
Fiance
you guys want to see the castle? Maybe I can find it.
is a waste of his talent.
Oh,
Okay. He's being sweet.
he said you have talent.
Hmm.
That's so nice.
I know nothing about the guy outside of a high-profile political assassination. Well, if you're going to be talking about...
Here it is. This is the one that's for sale. Oh, it's on Century 21. Here, I'll expose it for the chat. So if you want to buy this, you can do it. This is the castle that's for sale in Hokkaido. It's a Japanese style, obviously. Not the best. I prefer a Western style castle, but it is a castle. Japanese epic six-story castle for sale. And it comes with a bunch of land as well, I believe. It actually looks pretty nice. You get all this grassy area. It is in Hokkaido, so like 6 months of the year it's going to be covered in snow, which is kind of a positive, I would say. Look at this. There's a Lawson's right next to it, so your castle's right here. And you can go down if this is actually incredibly based now that I think about it. Shadiversity seething right now. The crenulation, there's no crenulation. But like having being in walking distance of a Lawson's is a big get in Japan. You showed it before, it's cool. I'm very tempted. This actually looks really nice. The interior does need a lot of work though. And it looks like it was an actual legit, like obviously it's a reconstructed castle, but it looks like it's a legit castle. Because I showed a castle on stream before, but it was actually just a love hotel that looked like a castle. So this one is a 30-minute drive away from the Aeon. That's like the Kmart and also a grocery shop. An hour 30-minute drive from New Chitose Airport. Okay, that's actually a really good location. Because I did a video in Sapporo here. And this area is really nice. How much? $60,000. This area is really nice. Sapporo is unironically incredibly based. There's a very beautiful hot spring town down here called Jozanke. And there's some very cool mountains over here. This airport is like this is like a 1 hour 30 flight from Tokyo. And a 1 hour 30 flight from Tokyo costs about, I want to say like $50. So if you were visiting Tokyo, you could $50 fly up here and then go visit your castle. So you could even own this as a holiday home in theory. Yeah, it comes with quite a bit of land actually. Like this is a lot of land for a Japanese property. 60K is cheap as fuck. Well, the problem is it needs some renovations, and most Japan. And this is the guy that's selling it. Whitey Castle is owner. So you can see inside it's full of boxes. I wonder if you get all the boxes inside. That'd be interesting. There's a lot of shit. Like there's old like laptops and stuff in here. It looks like it was used as an office or something. I don't know. This is like there's stains. There's like there's got its own back rooms and stuff. So it would need some fixing up, but there's a lot of space. And as far as I understand it, the stability of the castle is fine. It's got a kitchen, but it's like a Japanese kitchen. There's a bunch of it's like a creepy doll here. That's kind of spooky. What about that? What is up here? No, there's like a Matsuri event. So this is where they're planning these are historical photos of like festivals. So it looks like it was a museum castle, I would have to say. Without reading, this probably explains everything. I honestly think this is a really good location. Like I would really like to, but I don't think my girlfriend wants to live in Hokkaido. She's scared of the cold weather. I mean, the roof looks pretty good. The roof is always a big problem in these sort of things. Like, there's a little bit of decay here. You'd have to fix this up. But I mean, this looks like it's mostly intact. There's some snow on it still. Tell her to put on a jacket. If only it was that simple. So let's see. So the price is 10 million yen. The current property tax is 1.2 million yen per year. So that's the only bad part, I guess. This is why people are selling it. So this is about $7,000 a year, I think. I want to say. Is it? I don't know. The yen is fluctuating so shit at the moment. Like, nobody ever knows. But this is around $5,000 to $10,000 a year in property taxes. That's a big problem. That's a big thing. But the actual price is pretty good. 10 million. 1 acre. I guess it's just the property. Sometimes you have to worry about these sort of things. 100% freehold. Land rights. Apparently it's very nice though. Should we all just... We'll get back to the Idubbbz stuff in just a second. Don't get crazy, chat.
Good morning. My name's Stephen Underwood. I work for Century 21 Japan, and we are in Hokkaido, and it's still hot.
Would you trust this guy as a real estate agent? I don't know. These are some pretty spooky pins he's wearing.
It's probably 32 degrees. But what, you say?
But what?
Stephen, what have we come to look at? Ready?
I don't think so. I think it's just white.
Century 21 Japan has a castle for sale. A castle.
A castle.
500. It's huge. It's 1,500 square meters, which is 500 Subo living space.
The Subo's chat.
Land is...
That's a Japanese measurement system.
Well, it's a castle. I mean, you could sit out here if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's a nice area. I mean, you could make use of this for sure. All right. Anyway, that's enough castle talk. But the castle's available if you want to chat.
Out him like he.
Also, speaking of it, Nia with a £2 says, for the down payment of the castle. Thank you. We just need another 50,000 of these and we'll own the castle, chat. Your mother's a Subo? That's very rude.
He's like he deserves a plethora of empathy and respect, then you should read some things about him.
Yeah, I don't know. Read some quotes.
I don't like. Why are you coming in here like you know what it's all about?
Like,
that's actually the
married
most
in Vegas and have no one there.
right.
Right. Like,
yeah, just figure it out. I mean, that's kind of the beauty. It's like you get to make up the fucking rules. There's no one telling you.
You think that Ian and Anisa could figure it out, but they're working backwards.
That you have to have a singular wedding. And that, everyone has to show up and it has to be a certain way. Yeah, you can do no wedding. That's possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, we got married in
I
Vegas
guess if
with
you're a
Elvis in
brokey.
front of like one friend.
Yeah.
Basically.
Wait, they did? They actually had the brokey Vegas wedding with the Elvis guy?
And that was because it was like COVID and, my family couldn't travel because like my dad obviously can't travel. And like, if we did in Canada.
How did they travel to Vegas to get married if no one was allowed to travel? Wouldn't you just get the paper, like the town hall or judge wedding and then have the ceremony later after COVID lockdown's finished?
Then your family couldn't be there because it was like.
How was the Elvis though?
Yeah, I think this is what I actually did. I think they specifically went for the Elvis wedding because they wanted to say like "fuck you" to like societal norms and be rebels, even though it's like the least rebellious thing you could do.
The Elvis was awesome.
So awesome.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite memories. That one and us going to Hawaii.
Yeah. I still want to do like some sort of ceremony.
Mhm.
I mean, we'll just make it like
Oh,
renewing
no.
the vows kind of thing.
Look at Anisa's face. Ian wanted the wedding. He wanted the fairy tale wedding in a white dress, but Anisa's like, oh, I can't wear white anymore, Ian. She's like, ugh, imagine the photos. No way. Ugh, gross.
And just throw a cool party or some shit.
Yeah. It'd be nice to have like a nice dress
Yeah.
and get married in a garden with
Yeah.
family here and friends.
We want to really do like one of those shoots. Is it Japanese? One of those
Yeah.
Japanese wedding shoots?
In the 80s.
Yeah, where we have the full wedding regalia on and we go get, have pictures taken at like a gas station or at like, do it for
Wait a minute. What? I've never seen this clip before. So a Japanese wedding photo shoot, like you dress up in the wedding kimonos. There's like a special kimono for women to wear, which is like white, but in like white is like the color of death in Japan. So it's like the symbolism is that the woman is dying in her family and being reborn in the husband's family. So it's like we want to get a beautiful kimonos wedding shot, like flowing kimono, white dress, and then get a photo in front of a gas station. What? You've got like, what is the gas station in America? Over here it's Enos, but I guess in America it would be like, what? Fuck. I'm like drawing a blank here. Shell? You got the Shell station in the background? The smell of petrol? I mean, to be fair, I do like the smell of petrol. Like, I mean, what I mean by that is that, like, when you go and fill up the tank and then there's that one whiff of petrol that smells like really, really good. It's not the preceding smells of petrol. Okay, I'm not Rama or anything. I mean, just like, there's one specific smell you get out of the gas station that's really good. Shell Station. Okay, there you go. 7-Eleven. I heard that Japan was going to try and buy American 7-Elevens and like bring the Japanese convenience style to America, but I don't think it'll work. No, I'm not huffing. It's just the one smell. You guys know what I mean. Like the one whiff of gasoline you get when you like fill up a tank, and it smells really, really good. You know what I mean? I think it only affects like 20% of people or something like that. It's one of those things. It's like cilantro and or coriander. Like some people like it, some people don't. Some people like the gas smell.
Your own Canadian version,
Exactly,
where it's like on an
exactly,
ATV in the woods, or
that'd be so.
I don't know. That would be sick.
Are we talking about PT?
PT, Peter Thiel? Teal?
No, the other PT.
Oh yeah, we were, briefly.
He texted us the other day.
Is that Taylor Lorenz?
I'll drop that. Lord texted us the other day.
Dude, he texts us all the time, man.
That's a nice place to
It's
get
so
wedding photos.
annoying.
Probably
You
very
should
expensive,
see Ian's phone. Well, it's a group text.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 12 unhinged texts in a row.
Yeah.
The most recent one was it makes it easier to ignore him because you can tell he's in
Great
severe
pain. Yeah. Yeah.
Ethan, though on Instagram, showed receipts contradicting claims that he was sending deranged messages. Each cycle reinforced the same conclusion. The
Oh yeah,
conflict
I remember seeing some of these messages. Basically, Ian said that he was being Idubbbz said that he was being that H3 was being an unhinged loser, messaging him over and over. Then he showed the messages, and they're actually fairly normal. Like they're just like your friend, like reaching out and saying some stuff.
never stabilized, the narrative never closed, the credibility never returned. Today, Idubbbz still has an audience, but it's an audience detached from belief. Interest remains, but the respect does not. And once a creator becomes spectacle rather than arbiter, no apology, clarification, or silence can reverse it. This isn't about punishment. This is about credibility. Once credibility collapses, it cannot be rebuilt. That's why people still watch Idubbbz, and that's why they're not coming back.
Oh my gosh, this is such bait. You guys should get a motorcycle and have Ian hugging Anisa in the back seat to make the haters go.
Even in this like fantasy, he's like in the bitch seat.
Go nuts. That's how I can get the haters. That's a surefire way to own the haters. I love you. What the fuck? I'm a huge fan.
No, you're not. But it's a good try. It's a good attempt. It's actually not a good attempt. It's a very bad attempt.
Well, this actually seems like they generally support Ian. Why is he making fun of this person? You should get a motorcycle and have Ian hugging Anisa in the backseat to make the haters go nuts. Keck W, Idubbbz O. I love you. What the fuck? I'm a huge fan, Ian. What do I have to do to prove myself? You should be nicer to me. My uncle works at Twitch and I could have pulled some strings for you. I've known Legs guys for years. Give me a break. He's actually sweet and base guy. Oh, that's the person in the chat. Why do you get banned?
Good try. It's a good attempt. It's actually not a good attempt. It's a very bad attempt. Especially when you
Fun fact, liking the smell of petrol is an indication of a predilection towards addiction. Towards gasoline or in general? Because I would never go Rama Rama, but I mean, I imagine it does smell pretty good. I think that the previous chatter who said like we can all enjoy a little bit of gasoline as a treat is correct. Do you mean addiction to other things? I don't think I mean, the only thing I've really been addicted to was probably like World of Warcraft. But that was when I was just a teenager and I had nothing else to do. So I was just playing that all the time. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I used to drink quite a bit, but I just kind of got off that because my health wasn't doing so well. So although I'll be having some drinks tonight, maybe during the Friday stream. It's interesting if true, but I mean, this is just like, I feel like this is like a made up fact. It's like, if you like something, you have a higher chance of being like addicted to it. Okay. That's BS. I huff gasoline with no indication of addiction. Well, the thing is, you may have just the constitution to resist the temptation, right? Like everyone has everyone has their own vice and everyone has their own weaknesses. But, you know, a big part of life is whether you can control those or not. And that's the difference between an addict and a not an addict, right? Like being able to stop. So maybe you are predisposed to it. I mean, if this is true, there's no evidence posted. But you just have enough like common sense, decency, or, you know, discipline to avoid getting addicted. So good for you.
When you come in with such like energy,
I love you, though. I positively love you. How can I show my insane parasocial admiration for you? That will be proof.
I love how someone comes in the chat, Legs with Feet comes in the chat. They're just extremely antisocial. And they're like, fine. I'm not getting automatically banned for being antisocial and weird.
Just ban me already. I don't understand this like weird little drama. He's being pretty.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not. Wait, I was trying to hold this. I have to hold this glass like this. Wait, there we go. I don't know what you're talking about. This is ridiculous defamation. Ridiculous.
Social, I think. You're right, he was. He was saying, he was demanding that I answer the question of how are you in his native tongue.
Oops, sorry, I put this back. Closing remarks. Before we get into the closing remarks, I've always wondered if dog owners know their owners are cringe. That's a really good question. There's a very funny story I read once. It's like a copy pasta about how a guy, he had a dog, but then he became like he was gay, but then he became a bottom, and the dog no longer respected it. No. So what happened was, it was a dog owner, and his girlfriend pegged him, and after he got pegged by his girlfriend, his dog stopped respecting him as an authority in the house. It was crazy. Like that somehow the dog knew. He just completely lost his like pecking order, and like the woman became like the alpha of the house or something. So I think that dogs probably can know that their owners are cringe. Like unironically, I think this is true. Like if you go outside and your owner is cringe, obviously people are going to be making fun of you. You're going to be like very like sheepish in public, and your dog probably can pick up on that. Like not that you're cringe, but that you're weak essentially. I think dogs can pick up on weakness, absolutely. So I would say that this is true. I would say this is absolutely true. Also, did I see that Only Lose My Blade finally lost his toes? That's very sad. I mean, I'm not a Blade follower or anything, but like, I know he had holes in his legs and something. That's kind of scary. What is it, from diabetes? How did he lose his toes? I think Jim was doing a stream talking about Only Use My Blade. That's the only place that I've really heard it from. And he was talking about the holes in his leg, which is pretty spooky.
Hello, and if you've made it to the end of this video, I genuinely appreciate it. I know this was a long one, and I know it asked for a little bit more patience and attention than most of this commentary content online does. The goal here is never to pile on or to relitigate every mistake Idubbbz made. It was to step back and look at how credibility actually works on the internet and how easily it can fracture when responsibility, timing, and trust stop aligning. I don't really think the story is satisfying or clean in the end, and in a lot of ways, that's the point. There aren't villains and heroes here, just people, platforms, and audiences.
I think like the thing is, I don't see his Idubbbz as a villain. I'll agree with that. But he is a retard. Is it better to be a villain or to just be simple Ian? I think it's probably better to be a villain, because at least a villain has agency. Ian is just a victim of his circumstances and living with Anisa at this point.
Responding to each other in real time, sometimes badly. If you see things differently, and that's okay. This isn't a verdict. It's an attempt to understand why some creators lose the ability to recover, not because they're hated, but because the relationship with the audience changes in ways that are hard to reverse. If this breakdown gave you a new perspective or even helped organize your thoughts you already had, feel free to leave a comment. Thoughtful disagreement is welcome, and I do read them. Thank you.
I think this is a good video. Some people say it's bad. I think this was a good video. Maybe it was an AI voice. Maybe they're just using a voice changer or something. I don't know. Bunny channel. I think this is pretty good. I think this is pretty good. Go subscribe to them, you know. Is Sean streaming right now? What's he doing? Or did he finish his stream? Oh, he streamed an hour ago. Bucky's lawsuit, Trump. All right, chat. It's 3 o'clock. It's time for me to go to my office. I'll be back tonight in approximately 6 hours. And then we'll do our Friday's show. And until then, peace. Have a good one. And don't end up a dragon in a wheelchair.
P. Lacey says, is this guy mentally disabled or something? I am not a guy. Another word for human. I am a dragon. And not disabled. Thank you, Chicken Nugget Master, for the community gifted subs.